call what should be an absolute ripper game of football as well. Premier Division EFL football at its best. If you're in the area or around, come on down to Cheong Park because we're set for an absolute cracker today.
We are indeed, and also joining us on the broadcast, coming off the bench at the last minute, very good afternoon to Wayne Brasher.
Good afternoon, Steve. Good afternoon, BWS. Good afternoon, listeners, and I echo everything that you've said about the Anzac Day. South Croydon and Blackburn have made this day all their own now, and the last few years, the South Croydon ground, Cheong Park's gone through some massive improvements. It's now new and it's in great nick this afternoon. And I think who's got the most to lose out of today? I think South Croydon, because I think Blackburn are going real well at the moment.
They are indeed, particularly that win over Baldwin last week on Good Friday. Absolute ripper game. And also joining us on the broadcast, it's a very good afternoon to Razor Ray Baird.
Good afternoon, Steve, and the rest of the panel here. As you said, Brash, it's always great coming out here to Cheong Park, and this Anzac clash between EFL sides is a permanent fixture now for Anzac Day, and it's absolutely fantastic. The sun's shining, and just on these improvements on the ground, Brash, they've also, South Croydon have just obtained a grant to renew part of their club rooms as well, so it's going to get even better.
Oh, excellent. That's excellent.
You've been speaking to the local councillors or something like that, haven't you, Ray? You seem to know everyone in the eastern suburbs.
Well, I've got these people ringing me now. I don't have to ring them, Ben.
Great to have you back in the caravan, mate, for the first special comments gig for the day. Looking forward to having a lot of fun out here today.
They go to him for the brown paper bags now, not the other way around. But just out at the moment, we've got the reserves grade at the moment, 36-point margin to the Burners with we're just about to hit 20 minutes play here in the fourth quarter. But we'll talk a little bit about the form of both of these two teams coming in. Firstly, Brash, I'm going to ask you, Blackburn, 2 on the trot, destroyed Baldwin last week on Good Friday. Your thoughts about them coming in?
Look, I think Blackburn, first and foremost, are a lot fitter than what they are this time of the season last year. One of the things that Brendan Allen decided in the off-season was to strengthen that back line and become a lot more attacking. Well, in the first 2 rounds, you would have to say that Blackburn's defence has been at its, at the top of its game. It did a really good job in that first half last week on ball, and
the game was almost over at quarter time, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was in a way. BWS. It seems odd. Like, I was speaking to Davo after the game last week, and I put it to him. I wanted to actually. I know Blackburn won by 43 points, but I wanted to see them win by 80 points. Not only because I wanted to, because they were in a position, Steve, where they could have really put their foot on the throat. But I think it was just the fact that they just ran out of conditioning a little bit. I know Ray was there.
Brash, or was it knowing that there was a very quick turnaround for them in playing today, and that I think that would have been part of the game plan as well. When the game was won, probably lower that tempo as well, knowing that they were playing 2 days before everyone else this week.
They did have a couple of rotations down at half time, Ray. You were there. You were ground level for most of the afternoon. Did you sort of feel like that Blackburn sort of did take their foot off in the second half?
Yeah, I don't know whether that was the case or not, but as I've pointed out many a time, football is a game of momentum. And look, even the week before when South Croydon played Roval should have won that game by 60 odd points. They only won that by 45 or something. I think that because the Premier League is what it is now, and there's no easy games, I think once a side realise that they've got the game in their bag, don't worry about the extra 5 or 6 goals to get better percentage at this stage early in the season. I just think that we've got the game in our bag. We've got another hard game coming up. That's my thinking because of the new Premier setup.
I also think, Steve, that one of the things that Blackburn has been able to do, and it worked exceptionally well last week, was the combination of Jake Hammond and Ryan Bathy.
Yeah.
That centre forward, full forward combination, with Ryan now back at the club full time this year. It means that the opposition now have got to put their first or second best backman on him, because he can monster you.
Yep.
And Hammond's that athletic type that can run up and down the ground, and he'll run his opponent into the ground. But he's also very, very good with the way that he uses his body in those contested mark situations. He just but his aerobic capacity is also a really hard matchup for any defence in this competition.
Absolutely. Well, before we talk about South Croydon a little bit, I just have to also, the addition of Lockie Howe into the ruck this year, talking to Brendan Allen before the start of the season, they had Kyle Dove rucking. We talked a little bit about this on the award-winning EFL Insight during the week, about the addition of Howe. Him versus Monkhorst was a really intriguing battle, but Lockie Howe having that height and being able to win the hit-outs, particularly on a postage stamp ground like Baldwin, really set the tone there for guys like Otten and Danaher to run it out of the middle.
I think, that duel you were talking about, I think ended up over the day. I think it ended all square because I thought Monkhorst certainly lifted his intensity, not only in the ruck but around the ground in the second half. Howe's got really good hands. Yeah. Right. Very agile, very lithe. And he's another one that can manoeuvre that body in a certain way that can win you a free kick as a ruckman. Sometimes they're a dime a dozen. Yep.
And, let's talk about South Croydon now, as I see an old-school Vancouver Canucks jersey. Fair play to you, sir. South Croydon, 0-2 to start the season. Baldwin did them in the first round, and then they dropped it to Rowville, who are 2-0 now. Ray, what are your thoughts about them coming into 2019?
Look, I can only go by that game I saw them against Rowville. And look, Rowville came out to play that game. I think they kicked 7 or 8 goals in the first quarter. But what disappointed me that day was I just felt that after that lead was set up in the first quarter, and these are only my own personal opinion, I felt that South Croydon laid down a little bit. Yeah. The main thing I did notice was that their midfield and their halfbacks have certainly got to give Daniel King more support. Yeah. Look, he tried his heart out that day and was probably their best player. But where I think they're going to fall down today is that also having seen Blackburn on Good Friday, I just think that Blackburn are going to be too big, too strong. Their cleanliness with the ball, that's another thing that South Croydon, they turn the ball over that many times against Rowville, and they're going to get pressured like that again today from Blackburn, and it's just the cleanliness of Blackburn. I just think that's going to be the difference.
Max Otten had the ball on a string last week off that half-back line. He basically was just reading the ball so well. He was taking mark after mark, intercept after intercept. A guy that's going to have to really lift his game for South Croydon today is Jake Tucker. Yep. Renowned goal kicker. He's come off 2 50-goal seasons, Steve. Hasn't had a good start to the season. He needs to fire this afternoon. I think they also, like Ray, this is the first time I've seen them myself, but I had a look at the tape. They look like they've lost a bit of outside run in that midfield with Anderson not playing. He provides really good run off that halfback, through the midfield. I'm just not sure of him. Max King looked a bit underdone for mine. Yep. I think there's still plenty of improvement in South Croydon, but I just sort of feel that they're not right at it at the moment.
I don't see Tucker's name on the team list, Brash.
No, I noticed that either.
No. Done his ACL, so a player that's it's actually a really huge loss for the South Croydon side.
And even before we just got that news, I just can't see where their goals are going to come from. Max King kicked 3 goals in that game against Rowville, but they all came late in the last quarter. I just can't see now with Zippy King out of that side, retired now. Yeah. I just can't see. For them to win, their midfield have to kick at least 3 or 4 goals, and I can't see that happening.
Yep. Particularly when you've got Otten, Danaher and the rest.
Well, that's right. Yeah. But just on Otten, though, I think that he's going to get a little bit more attendance against him today than what Baldwin put up, because no one went near him for Baldwin last week.
But does that mean that South Croydon, then, Ray, have to put their best forward on him because he's their best backman?
Well, I don't know. They've just got to be accountable for him, because that's where Baldwin, they were not accountable for him. They let him go wherever he wanted by himself. I don't care who plays on him. Maybe they've got to double team him as well. Someone's got to get in there, and cut off that mark that he does do.
Well, I tell you what, that'll be a world first. There you go. You got a centre half back being double tagged or double teamed, didn't it?
well, last week's results.
No, I'm not saying that's not beyond the realms of possibility, but I'm saying we're talking local footy.
But that's the way the modern game's gone, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah. So just the one game today, obviously. Well, there's actually a Division 3 clash. Today, Division 4, excuse me, with Fair Park and Surrey Park. Sorry, I've got that wrong.
Sylvan and Coldstream.
My bad. Sorry. Thinking about Jesse Pearce interview on EFL Insight, Dan Sensick, but just that one other game being played today. The rest of the division will be on Saturday, of course. And the rest in the Premier Division, we have Vermont and Montrose, Doncaster at Rowville, North Ringwood and Balwyn, and Norwood and Noble Park. So look, South Croydon, if we look ahead to the next 3 games after this, they've got Norwood at home, they've got North Ringwood away at Quamby, and then they've got Noble Park, who are in form. So a pivotal game for them to win. If they drop today, the mountain becomes a little steeper.
Let's cross down boundary side for the first time this afternoon to our car sales boundary rider, Penelope Knight. Tell you what, conditions looking good out there, aren't they, Pen?
Conditions are beautiful. What a great day for a game of football, especially on Anzac Day, as we've all said. It's a very special day for Australians and New Zealanders, so looks like it's going to be a good day for football too. Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Penelope. We now have, I believe, a short ceremony here honouring the great Anzac tradition about to get underway.
Last
post and then Reveille, I believe. So
and absolutely fantastic that the South Croydon Football Club have got all the young kids out there lined up with the senior players, because, you know, that the new generation, they're really taking this Anzac thing on board.
So we'll cross down boundary side just for the proceedings, the last post and the oath of remembrance.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming along to our Anzac Day match, South Croydon and Blackburn. I would just like to introduce Ken Nicholson from the Croydon RSL, who is going to proceed with the ceremony today. Thank you, Ken.
Until the last post is played, I think it's a little bit too hard to hear what's happening out on the ground at the moment, but it's very still around the ground, as it has been right throughout the morning since the dawn service and several services that have happened right around Australia.
Ken Nicholas from the local RSL conducting the ceremony.
From the Croydon Whistle.
Yep.
Time for the last post.
So there you have it, your national anthem. Not often you hear two verses these days at the footy, but a great ceremony nonetheless. The last post Ravelli and the Australian national anthem. And again, we thank all of those men and women in our fighting forces in our armed services, the Army, Navy and Air Force. Enjoy the day wherever you are across Australia or around the world. Those of you still on duty, we haven't forgotten you either. But wherever you are around Australia or even in Melbourne, it's time for football here at Geelong Park.
It's go time.
South Croydon and Blackburn about to do battle here on SEN 1377, SEN Plus, or streaming EFL.org.au. And I can't wait for this one, gentlemen. Let's go around the panel. The tips, BWS.
Oh, I tell you what, it's really tough, isn't it? But you know what? Like after, I wasn't at the Blackburn Baldwin game last week, but geez, they look good, didn't they? And based on that, I've been a big fan of the Doggies for such a long time as well, and I still expect them to have a good season. I think they're going to be right up for the challenge today. They love playing the kennel in front of a big crowd as well, but I think there might be just a little bit too much early season class on the board for the Burners, so I'm going to tip Blackburn by 18 points today, Steve.
All right, 18 points for BWS. Brash.
Oh, we had a bit of a talk beforehand, Steve, and
yep.
I was given Blackburn 21 points in South Croydon 21 points, so that's in.
Okay.
So I'm going Blackburn 21.
21. Razor.
Well, I've seen both these sides in the last 2 weeks, and to me, they're chalk and cheese. I think Blackburn by 44 points.
Okay, and we'll cross down to Penelope Knight, our car sales boundary rider. Quick tip for today's game.
Look, I think after last week's form, Blackburn by at least 3 goals, and we've just done the toss, and looks like the Doggies are going the Croydon Hotel end.
I like it a lot. The Croydon Hotel end to the left of your radio dial or screen.
She knows where that is, doesn't she, eh?
Shush now.
Big crowd out here today, Steve, and they'll still be streaming in. Of course, people have had a busy morning. Lots of people attending the services, and
yep.
setting themselves up for a fun afternoon. Football at its best today, Raymond.
I have to mention one thing, boys. I was watching the screen here in our caravan, and while all that was going on there with the national anthem, great camera work by Lee Green. Absolutely magnificent.
He's the best in the business. Leroy Green, LKLM Media. They're all our extra sets of eyes. No one does it better. And we're privileged to have him on board, as we are with old mate Bruce Press from the Lost Productions as well, our partners at SEN 1377, SEN Plus, and of course the whole game right across the world, efl.org.au. Be tuning in right throughout the afternoon, and we're all set for a big one.
We are indeed. So Premier Division football coming to you here from Cheong Park. Beautiful Anzac Day here in this great land, as Lockie Howell and Nathan Burnage line up to attain the ruck duties, or commence ruck duties here in this Premier Division clash. First game of round 3 in EFL Premier Division.
Here we go.
As we get set for EFL footy. Into the ruck now comes Lockie Howe. He wins the tap down, does his own roving as well. It's picked up there by Daniel King. He kicks it in towards the half-forward line. Giving chase there is Faulkner for Blackburn. The footy comes out now, hit a Burley. Snaps it onto the left foot in towards full forward. 3 players sitting under it, going back with a flight there with South Croydon, was socket off the ground and in towards the half-back line. As Vazari did pretty well, but just jinxed himself as he kicked it out on the full, right in front of Davis Harrigan, photographer. And to bring it back in now is Dylan Marshall here for South Croydon. And looks like we may be having another free kick off the ball. No, it's going against South Croydon.
Been reversed.
Yeah.
Yeah, a free kick against Lucas Neal. He was holding Max Otten down here in front of the umpire, right in front of him.
So Matty Day to take it now here for the Burners. Chips it in short, finds a teammate there in Paddy Contant. And he progresses it right into the centre of the ground. The sun in his eyes doing well there was Xavier Murphy, one half of the Murphy
Good kick.
brothers, and that kick going back with a flight in towards half forward, now taken there by Liam Patterson. And he's about 55-60 from home here at Cheong Park. He puts it onto the left, spears it in towards full forward. It's all South Croydon, and taking a great mark there is Danny King.
The Chandler medalist, the former skipper, the club champion, gives the handball off. The doggies from half-back trying to sort themselves out using the grandstand side. Neat pass was on. That was good. O'Neill was in position A. He takes it. He's also happy to take off as well. He kicks up towards the Birch direction, sits underneath it. Ball carried over. Got a little touch on the shoulder. Tiggy Touchwood at best. But he's received the free kick. So O'Neill, they're 2 kicks from home, the Dogs. Right in front of the faithful here, going to square things up. So it was Birch that time. Squared it out to Maxie Warren. They're going backwards to go forwards almost. They might go back to King, who's on this side as well. He elects to go right across the face out there. Crowell has taken the mark over the top there. This is working out okay. Here's Jones on the right boot. They're making their way up towards the half-forward line. Short pass was on. Barely probably went the required meterage, but chance now for South Croydon to really set themselves forward. King in front. He almost took it on the chest that time. Hit the deck. It was a 2-on-1 situation. Parker was over the top of him. He had some support in there from Murphy, and we'll have a ball up about 20 metres out from the South Croydon goal line.
I think South Croydon are just trying to work it around and try and deny Blackburn any possession so far.
So ball up here in the South Croydon forward line. Going in, laying the tackle there was Burley, and he's managed to get the ball back into the umpire's hands. We'll have another ball up. So 2 minutes 40 played here in this first term out at Cheong Park. Premier Division clash, I should say, round 3. Here's the kick up now. Blackburn work it out now here through Xavier Murphy. His kick goes to a 2-on-1 contest in favour of South Croydon, but they're doing the work there was Ryan Bathe. Taps the ball forward about 20 metres towards the half-forward line. Trying to dive on top of it there was Burnage. Laying a strong tackle there is Dylan Marshall for South Croydon, and we're going to have another ball up. As Matty Bartlett was on the bottom of that. And another rucking contest. Howe wins that tap going out of mid-air. There was Murphy of the Xavier variety. His little short chip shot just ends up inside the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in about 55 from home here for the Burners.
Perfect conditions for footy today.
Yep. No wind to speak of so far. Lockie Lockie Howe versus Burnage. Give that one to Burnage. Roving that well was Cass there for South Croydon. He kicked this up towards centre wing. It bounces by both players diving in for it. Doing the roving there is Taunton. Got the hand pass out and Blackburn come away with it now. Going out now here to Vazari. He goes by hand. Gets it back by hand. Almost held without it, but he plays on. Knocks it forward and well roved now here by Tyler Faulkner. Goes on to the left. Chips this one up and here come the Burners. Kicked in towards the forward line. Was smothered on the way through brilliantly, but laying a brilliant tackle there was Murphy. Faulkner gets wrapped up himself there by South Croydon and they get the free kick. They play on quickly, but the umpire says bring it back a little too quick. And I think we've got another one too. It's going to be 25.
Yeah, free kick on the wing, 25-metre penalty.
Just that pressure then by Blackburn. I think this is something that South Croydon, they're just going to have to put up with that all day. You know, that's a trademark of their game so far this season.
So Crowell goes wide to King. Dano sold a little bit of candy. He might be too far out to score here. Goes in towards the Max King direction. In the front spot there was Cooper. The Dukes were there. Just couldn't pull the mark in. Over the boundary line it goes for a boundary throw in 25 metres out from the doggy goal line. Neither side has scored on the Eastland scoreboard. 5 minutes tick over now.
They're just feeling each other out here at the moment.
King will go up in the ruck this time against Howe. Ball hits the deck. Is going to quickly restart this one.
I reckon the key difference in Premier Division this year, the one thing I've noticed, is the intensity has gone up a notch.
Well, it's the best competition in the land. There's no doubt about that. Stealing it out of the ruck there, Howe. You've Gonski. There's no doubt about that. Tried to do it all himself. O'Neill showed a little bit of frustration. Lucky almost it didn't get taken off him, but he's going to go back. He doesn't want to have a shot from there, just outside the 50. It was a risky kick. Goes out. Won't got the handball away. Little chip over the top in towards the direction. That time there of Rosier. He got dispossessed of the football. Faulkner was there for support. Rosier somehow found his way back into play. Squares the kick up, but Parker takes a strong mark for Blackburn. A timely one as well. Squeezed to kick out. It was centimetre perfect. Fagan took it across the half back line. He'll work it inside. It was chopped off magnificently though by Burge. Gets it away, kicks it towards the top of the goal square. Bouncing football. Well, I tell you what, it looked like it was going to the feet, then it bounced up straight through. The Doggies get the first on the Eastland scoreboard. They lead 1 goal straight, 6. Blackburn yet to score. We've crossed 6 minutes in this first term.
That ball could have bounced anyway when it hit that goal square. If
it had bounced truly, it would have been touched by the defender. There's no doubt about it. That's the luck of football. You take your luck, and that's good luck to South Croydon. But one thing's obvious to me already. South Croydon are not going to bomb the ball into the forward 50 because they can see. They looked down there several times and they were forced to switch across to the other side of the ground because they're going to be outmarked if they go down.
So Burnage wins the tap out of the restart. A good tackle applied there on Jordan Walker. Going for a bit of a ride, trying to get the ball off the deck. Lockie Howe gets gang tackled there in the centre of the ground. The umpire says give it back to me. We'll have another ball up. So we talked about recruit in the off-season for Blackburn, Lockie Howe, replacing it with long-term ruckman, obviously Matty Tamanello, as the kick now comes in towards the South Croydon direction of the ground. They move it out now through Jaden Cass in towards the forward 50, in towards the direction of King, and he took that one comfortably and out-muscled his man Lucas O'Neill, and he's going to go back and have a shot from about 35 out directly in front.
They seem switched on early, the Doggies.
Yeah, and that kick was to perfection because it was on the right side for Max King, just to keep the offender out with his other hand. Great kicking there by the kicker.
So Maxi King directly in front, no breeze to speak of. Walks in now and just puts it onto the right boot. It's straight as an arrow and it is straight through the middle. That's South Croydon 2 straight 12, leading Blackburn yet to score. We've played 8 minutes here on the Eastland scoreboard in the first term.
Exactly what the Doggies wanted. They wanted a really good start. They've been able to deny Blackburn possession. They've been able to run the ball through their midfield and off their half-forward line on their terms. And when they get the opportunity, they can set Maxi King up because he's a bit of a mismatch with his height in that forward line.
If they could snare another couple of goals before Blackburn...
You could just never know, do you?
Good to see Brashes finishing off your sentences. Brash as the ball's thrown up in the middle and it hits the deck.
Finishing off his lollies too, looks like it.
On Ben Dana.
What I was going to say, if they could get another couple, this could put Blackburn in unfamiliar territory so far this season.
It's good to have the band back together. So the umpire throws it up now. Give that one to Burnage. Quick kick out of the pack there by Gray. That was smothered. Scooped upon there by Fagan, and he got it back again. Toe poke up towards the half-forward line. Jason Watt ran after it. He wanted the boundary line. Day was right there as well. I said all was fair. Throw it in. Let's cross down boundary side. Car Sales, boundary rider Penelope Knight.
Look, guys. Looks like Blackburn once again are high on their rotations. They're obviously trying to get their the guys out there and keep their legs fresh, but yet to score obviously. So let's see how they go.
Got the best seat in the house today, doesn't she, Pen? Right amongst the faithful. We'll have another stoppage.
I think the good thing is too, 9 minutes in and Blackburn haven't had inside 50 yet.
I think they've had one or two, but it's come quickly back out again as the Dogs go forward. The kick goes up towards the Cooper direction. He was in the front spot, laid a strong tackle, and it will be...
Don't be doing that too often.
No.
Ball up unless the umpire says otherwise. He's going to quickly restart this here. King was in there that time, got the palm down. Yep. High tackles being paid, and it'll go the way of Blackburn and a chance for them to go forward.
So to take it now, here is Kieran Gray, gives it by hand. Quickly tackled there was Socho, managed to get a hand pass away, gets it right back, went for a ride into the dirt. Play continues. Here's the handball out loose. It's picked off now here by the Burners. Onto the hands now, Luke Conker kicks it in towards the forward 50. Plenty of players flying there. Almost grabbed there by Jones for South Croydon. Players converge in. Laying the tackle there is Burnage. And gang tackle there by South Croydon on Socho. And we'll have a ball up just inside the centre square, right there in that cricket pitch area. As Lukey Conker had a great game for the Burners against Baldwin. Howe wins the tap one-handed, taps it right though to Mallison there for the Doggies. It bounces favourably here for Evans, goes forward, and South Croydon now kick it up towards centre wing, and a quick kick there finds a teammate there in Luke O'Neill.
He's had a bit of the footy.
Chips it back, right back to where it came from. Dangerous kick there, found Jones, steady with the hands, and South Croydon swing this one to the outside. Had to sit there for Want, but he was pressured there by the Burners. A laser tackle, shaking that one was Bathy with ease. Chips it in short, and he's found a teammate there in, I think, Conton. And, no, excuse me, that's Jake Harkins. And he'll line up from about 45 out on about a 35-degree angle, and a chance to get Blackburn on the board.
Oh, well, going off his kick last week, Ray, where he won goal of the day, he should be able to slot this one.
Well, you would think so.
So, Harkins.
I think you called it, BW. It's very dangerous switching there right on the back line, particularly if you kick the ball and give it air time.
Puts it onto the left. I've got a little bit of height, but not enough carry or accuracy, and just a minor score there for Blackburn. They're one behind, trailing South Croydon 2 straight 12. We've played 11 and a half here on the Eastland scoreboard.
Well, Jones is wasting no time. He spots up Cox just inside the defensive arc.
Very reluctant, aren't they, to go down the line?
And potentially using more so the other side of the ground early in the piece. O'Neill again, another possession for him. Bits and pieces for the Doggies getting out of that defensive zone, although they'll put themselves back into that position now. They might go the switch or go down the corridor, which is what Ray's been asking for. Matty Jones takes it across centre half back. Now wants to spot up a target. So seems like everything's just slowed down a little bit in the last minute or so. Chance now for the Doggies to go forward again. The kick went wide. It went very, very wide and out of bounds on the full. Free kick to be taken by Maxie Otten.
South Croydon have got the game on their terms at the moment.
Player of the day in the Good Friday game last week, Max Otten. Short passes on now for the Burners. Mark's been taken there by Lawler, gave the handball away, and now they'll use the corridor. The kick was smothered off the boot though, so it opens up a door there for the Doggies. Ducking into the tackle that time though was O'Neill, and Bias said you can have a free kick. He's absolutely dominating in the early piece here. Gives a handball away, sparing pass goes in. They look to have the numbers. Otten was there at the back of the pack. In fact, it was Parker who copped one high. The umpires come in and said, "Come on, just pull your
feeling
jets."
in that, this in there. It's a little bit of niggle.
25 metres out from goal.
So in comes the ball up. Howe again wins that ruck duel. Blackburn trying to clear it out of their defensive 50. Pushed in the back. Umpire pays advantage. Here comes the kick now from Kieran Gray in the direction of Hammond. Taken there eventually though by Walker. Spilled the mark. Ducking into the tackle. Maybe a little high. almost a guillotine choke in the end. And we're going to have a ball up there on centre wing on the far side of the ground.
I think both sides have really made their intentions felt. South Croydon want to be slow and patient. Blackburn are looking to get the game on their terms and keep running at every opportunity.
Rove there by Danny King. The kick now comes in towards the forward 50 for South Croydon. Plenty of players flying there. And strong Jukes. Great mark taken there by, I think, Ben Danaher. Sorry, Maxi Otten. And he kicks this out and wide into the pocket. Here's Vazari for Blackburn. Just surveying his options upfield. And not much on offer. He'll be told to play on in a second, and he is so now. He kicks this one up towards centre wing now here for Blackburn. 2-on-2, Hammond the target. Taken there almost by King. Picked it up off the deck though, shakes a couple of tackles, gets the handball away. Beautifully read there by Jake Hammond. His short kick in finds Day. Day got Ali in the centre of the ground, goes to him now. Takes it on this third bounce there. Does Ali got plenty of time and space. Puts it onto the right boot in towards full forward.
Good hit.
Gets it in, and a mark taken. Great play there by Elliott to set that one up. Had plenty of time and space. Great transition there from Blackburn, and lining up now is Jake Harkins from directly in front, 35 out, and a chance to get the first major here for Blackburn.
A perfect choice of picking the right player to pick out. He went over the top of a couple of players' head because you could see the man third in line, and he was the closest to goal as well.
So here comes Jake Harkins onto the left and straight through the middle. And that's the first major of the afternoon for the Blackburn Footy Club. They are 1-1-7, trailing South Croydon 2 straight 12. 15 minutes gone here in this first term.
Well, it's been an entertaining first term. I mean, both sides have been able to... They've had their moments where they've dominated possession, but it's exactly what Blackburn were doing last week. As soon as they get the ball, they're running. They're looking for every open man that they can bring into a piece of play and contest.
They have the ability to hurt the opposition on the overlap, and that's what exactly happened then. Once the ball was turned over and went their way, they've got options everywhere.
Well, it'll be Howe against King. King got the knockdown, got it down to Dan King. Usually in the three-quarter sleeves. He's gone the double jumper today, got the handball out wide. Here's Cooper now on the right boot. Sends the ball very long, but Maxi Otten in position A, takes it on the chest, switches the ball out wide. Mark has been taken by Dorian, gets the handball away. Vazari was there for support. It was the shake and bake situation there, right underneath the Eastland scoreboard here. A 5-point lead to the Doggies. Blackburn surging forward now. They've owned probably the last couple of minutes and are looking okay, and then commentators curse Dale Walker takes a pretty easy mark in the end. He wants to switch it in the middle. That was a good looking kick, looking for Mallison. It just got chopped off. Nicely done there by Faulkner. Little handball over the top. It's a hot football. Willis get charging in. Now here's a chance for the Dog. Mallison on the left boot sends the ball inside forward 50 at the fall of the ball. The Dogs look to have the numbers there. Burley got the handball out, but it was then chopped off there by Alia. Then back again. Oh, it's a real hot footy at the moment. The kick goes to the top of the goal square. Getting out there was Rozier. The ball and putting it through there was Riley McKernan. He was front and centre and dribbled it through nicely. They get the answer, South Croydon, on the Eastland scoreboard. We've crossed 16 and a half minutes in this Premier Division Anzac Day special, and it's an 11-point lead to the Doggies.
Luke McCormick would be absolutely wrapped. The way his forwards worked their butts off then to keep that forward within forward 50. Absolutely amazing.
It's crossed down boundary side to Penelope Knight, thanks to car sales.
Oh, look, Luke McCormick, lucky to actually kick the goal himself. He was very excited about that one.
Also, too, he split the eye of the needle there when he ran through and took the collection of the ball.
So Burnage loses the tap there to Howe, who's dominated the ruck so far. Out comes a handball to Day, a kick in towards the Blackburn forward 50. Outwinning that contest was Warren. Ball to the deck. Hammond shakes a couple of tackles, puts it onto the left into vacant territory, looking for Harkins. He's run down there by Marshall. Great tackle. And the ball goes out of bounds in the forward pocket now here for Blackburn. And we'll have a boundary throw in about 20 from home. Plenty of feeling still in this game.
Got a feeling they don't like each other.
No, just a little bit of an inkling. There's Howe versus Burnage again. Neither player wins that tap. It's put onto their head to the boot of Day. He puts it in towards goal. It's rushed through, and we'll just the minor score there for the Burners. They are 1-2-8 trailing South Croydon 3 straight 18. Nearly 18 minutes played here in this first term.
Well, there's no such thing as rainbows and unicorns on a football field, Brash. It's war. And
it is Anzac Day too, boys, so we've got two sides at war out there.
Shake hands at the end of the game and have a beer, but in the middle of the ground, it's now South Croydon surging forward. The kick goes towards that King direction. Out in front, he had a lot of space to work with, the whole forward arc, and he's taken it right just inside the 50, so he'll kick on the paint. So Maxi King has already kicked one in this first term. They lead by 10 points, South Croydon Football Club.
Once again, they opened the forward line up and let King run into the space, and the ball was delivered perfectly.
So running up now, distance shouldn't be a problem. It's not even like he poked at it because he didn't need to. He just weighted it magnificently straight over the goal umpire's head. That's his second. That's South Croydon's fourth. They're kicking straight in this first term. There's no doubt about that. 4 straight 24 on the Eastland scoreboard. 1-2-8. Blackburn, we're almost into time on.
Very good there by South Croydon. They won the turnover there off that half-back line, and obviously used the corridor, which opened up the forward line. As I said, Max King and Max Otten were both one-on-one, and King's height won out there.
Looks like Socho's gone into the ruck now here for Blackburn. He wins the tap and puts it onto the right in towards the direction of Hammond. 2-on-1, doesn't win that contest. Could fall there for Day. Can't pick it up off the deck. Want can now here for South Croydon. Moves it by hand. Out now here to Tobin. And the Dogs are away up the wing. And a short chip pass on. Finds Daniel Cooper. Kicks it in towards centre wing. A one-on-one contest. Vazari's going to get to the ball, but the boundary line's going to beat him. And we'll get a boundary throw in. Just a shy of the half-forward flank now here for the Bulldogs. As we approach time on here in this first term, South Croydon 4 straight 24, leading Blackburn by 16 points. 1-2-8. Burnage v Socho in the ruck. Socho got the double fist down. It's loose on the deck, picked up there beautifully by Joel Burley, puts it onto the left, into the right, quite congested forward line there for South Croydon, rode brilliantly there by Vazari, puts it onto the left, out towards centre wing, and almost taking that mark. Thought he should have been paid that one there, did Liam Tobin, as Socho dives in on a footy on the deck. It spills out now, laying the tackle on Bartlett there was Cox. It spills out now up to Jordan Walker. His kick in towards the half-forward line is over the fence, and we'll have almost taken there by the junior South Croydon fan.
Just talking about over the fence there, boys. Look at that outer side fence now. There's people all the way around there. The crowd's still streaming in.
So it'll be Liam Murphy to bring it back in for Blackburn. They're trailing this game. 24 plays 8. 1377 SEN Plus all afternoon and EFL.org.au around the globe. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast thus far as the kick comes out for Zari and then it goes forward now for South Croydon. Don't tell me that one's gone through.
Yep, Hooper.
What a perfect turnover there, and Hooper goes bang. Cooper, I should say. And South Croydon, I'll tell you what, they've got the jump at the moment, don't they?
It's just the pressure they're applying to Blackburn.
Yep.
We all thought, well, I thought it'd be the other way around, but the pressure from South Croydon up to this stage has been terrific.
That was a costly turnover. It happened so quickly. Almost caught me off guard. Someone who's never caught off guard is Penelope Knight, thanks to car sales down boundary side.
No pressure.
No pressure at all, guys. Well, there's obviously plenty of pressure coming from South Croydon here, but I've got to be honest, compared to last week, Blackburn just look a little bit flat. The 6-day turnaround, I think it's paying its toll. The intensity's not there like it was last week.
And again, South Croydon win the centre break, and a short chip pass finds Mallison on the wing. He goes in, turn over the top, and the Bulldogs survey the scene upfield. In comes the kick off the left in towards the forward 50. King! And he's taken it on the third bite on his knees. And he's already kicked 2 this afternoon. Could he make it 3? As we are 22 minutes played here in this first term.
I think Brendan Allen might need to have a look at this matchup, because I think Parker's in a bit of trouble with King's leading him a merry dance here.
Well, King's moving from the middle to forward and he's running rings around people at the moment. He's actually being a really difficult player to man up on.
So tight angle here for Maxi King, puts it onto the right. Has it got the travel? It's got the accuracy, and it's got Maxi King's third goal of the afternoon, and South Croydon turning it on here in this first term. 6 straight 36. They lead the Burners 1-2-8 here. 23 minutes played almost in this first term on the Eastland scoreboard.
Very similar to what it was last week down at Ball, and it was Blackburn that got the jump. This week it's South Croydon who've got the jump. As I said, you don't bring your intensity to a contest from the word go, you're going to get smacked around early on.
Well, catching a few people by surprise here.
Yeah.
They've got all the running as well, and there's still plenty of time. Only 23 minutes that ticked over on the Eastland scoreboard. So Blackburn would really like to stem this flow.
They need a couple of goals here.
Snag one back, at least just slow it down a little bit at the moment as the ball got knocked over by Burnage. Inside forward 50, they go again. One South Croydon, up and under kick, chasing after it was Liam Patterson for Blackburn, and the Catfish already almost took that one over the boundary line. Covering a bit of ground as well, our Davis Harrigan on the camera today. See all those shots come through at Footy AFL via Twitter. If you're enjoying the game, make sure you tweet through as well. Ball comes out, strong tackle that time on Anthony Fagan.
I think what Blackburn's just got to do now is just control the ball. Don't worry about scoring, just control the ball till quarter time.
Pye throws it up, Dano King, release the football just in the nick of time at the stoppage, and we'll do it all again.
They just can't find any clear possession here, Blackburn, at the moment.
So we restart it. Quick kick out there, time by Howe. He took it out of the ruck contest, almost got dumped after he got rid of it there. Gray came in, he couldn't get away with it. And I'm handing over to Steve White just to...
Lockie Howe on the bottom, a little scrum there with Danny King.
See if we can spread this out.
So in comes the ruck again. Howe took it with one hand off it and handed off in turn there by Fagan, and the Burners kick it up towards half forward flank. Conker couldn't take it but got it on the second bite. Kicks it in towards the direction of Hammond going back with the flight. Did well there. Bathy's hand pass intercepted by Want, and South Croydon take control of it momentarily. Here's Jones, got plenty to deal with. Goes by hand, looking for a teammate there in Marshall. Almost kept it alive but run over the boundary line on the half forward flank here for the Burners. There's 25 minutes played now here in this first term. Commanding 28-point lead to the Bulldogs if you're just tuning in on SEN 1377, SEN Plus. Burnage v Howe evades both of them there, does the throw in. Shaking the tackle there was Danaher. His kick in towards the square. Almost taken with one hand by Hammond. Smacks around the body. What a goal there from Jake Hammond. And that's the second there for Blackburn. And, well, what a time to get one just before the end. And we've got a little bit of a conversation between the umpires, just confirming if it was touched or not. 2-2-14 Blackburn trail South Croydon 6 straight 36. 26 minutes gone here on the Eastland scoreboard first term.
If ever a side needed a goal, that was one that Blackburn needed then.
They worked hard for it too.
And look, all credit goes to the South Croydon back six as well. They're really working as well, really terrific as well.
So we hit the 26-minute mark. Anzac Day football, Premier Division, best competition in the land, the Eastern Football League. Big crowd out here at Cheon Park. South Croydon versus Blackburn. EFL.org.au around the globe. SEN Plus 1377 as well on your radio dial and your mobile web apps as the umpire throws it up now. Charging after it there, getting underneath it was Danaher. We haven't seen too much of Danaher early. We know he's a class act. One of Blackburn's best. Son of Neil, of course, as the umpire throws that up. Howe is working really hard, Howe in the ruck. Got it down eventually. Vazari, little handball out wide. It looked like it was a throw there by Evans. The dog quick kick goes forward towards the King direction. Maxi's giving away a free kick there. Bit of holding there on Luke Parker. And it'll be Blackburn from the last line of defence to use the Eastland scoreboard side, as both sides have done a fair bit of handball over the top that time by Gray. Spotted up his target there in Fagan. A short pass was on. Rosier just giving a little bit extra to Paddy Lawler. And a 25-metre penalty to boot.
Yeah.
Sorry, Marshall it was.
I think it's just a corky, it looks like. He wouldn't be running with that.
And he's like charging after it as well, is Lawler. So on the right boot now, surges forward. They'd love another late one. Kicks it in towards the Hammond direction, and he just had eyes for the football. Biggest player in the contest. Good, strong Jukes. His name was written all over that one.
That's why Jake Hammond is Jake Hammond, because he just brings that something extra when you need it. He's, like I said, he can take a contested mark and also has the ability to outmaneuver his opponent at will.
And the kick was centimetre perfect too, boys.
Well, the siren has sounded. You heard that in the background. This will give them a good old lift if he can put this one through. You'd expect it to do so, and he makes no mistake. Jakey Hammond gets his second on the board. Blackburn inch closer to South Croydon, who kicked incredibly straight in that first term right here on EFL Game Day. They lead at quarter time, 6 straight, 36 to Blackburn, 3-2-20. We have a 16-point ball game. Maxi King from the Doggies, he's kicked 3 goals. Hasn't he really stood up? And 2 goals to the big forward for the Blackburn side of Jake Hammond. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. SEN Plus 1377 all afternoon, and of course around the globe wherever you are, EFL.org.au. 1 quarter down, 3 to go. It's Anzac Day footy right here on EFL Game Day.
And you're clear. From 6 on SEN.
Get every room.
You've got 4 minutes here, 4 minutes.
Throw bathroom and children's storage. Visit IKEA Richmond or Springvale and save. But hurry, offer ends Monday.
Freeway, very heavy driving out of the city, approaching Warrigal Road, all due to a smash. There's been another collision in Narre North, right at the Monash Freeway. Also, Brunton Avenue now closed between Punt Road and Jollymont Street, with the Anzac Day AFL match commencing at 20 minutes past 3 this afternoon. You loved it, they extended it. Enjoy Oz Design Furniture's extended 25% off sale on selected furniture ends Monday. Visit ozdesignfurniture.com.au. T's and C's apply. That's the latest traffic on 1377 SEN+.
SEN Footy streaming live and exclusively on the all-new SEN app.
Toyota's still feeling it, with amazing offers across a great range of vehicles now. See your local Toyota dealer today or search Toyota Value online to learn more.
The Captain's Run with Kane Corns, tomorrow from 9 on SEN.
There's nothing like being at a live event, whether it's the Australian Open Tennis, the Rugby World Cup 2019 in Japan, or the Bathurst 1000. With over 20 years' experience, Sportsnet will ensure the adventure of a lifetime. With over 50 world-class events, Sportsnet guarantees official tickets and accommodation, even to sold-out events. You'll even get access to behind-the-scenes experiences. Over 10,000 travellers each year choose Sportsnet. Call 1300 888 858 or visit sportsnetholidays.com.
When the job needs doing, that's Ace. When you need it fast, that's Ace. When it's Ace Gutters, it's built to last.
As a roofing plumber working on an estate, I can't afford to be sitting around waiting for gutters, fascias and downpipes to be delivered. That's why I've always used Ace Gutters. If I order a stocked item by 5 a.m. that morning, I know I'll get it the same day.
When it's Ace Gutters, it's built to last.
Call 9586 4888 or log on to acegutters.com.au.
Who can cater your corporate event or party with a taste that will keep your guests happy and chatty? Suverman can! Everybody loves a traditional souvlaki or banquet, and who can do them perfectly? Suverman can! Suverman can come to you with his lamb and chicken charcoal spit and please any crowd of any size. Vegetarian? Gluten-free? Suverman still can! So wherever you are in Melbourne, whenever you need something different and delicious, who can cater like no other man can? Suverman can! Suverman.com.au.
There's a million reasons to drive a Mazda CX-5.
1.5.
Of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Or the peace of mind from a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty, standard across the range. And with Mazda CX-5 Max from only $33,490 drive away, the number one reason is value. Find your reason at your local Mazda dealer today.
Walking
1 minute.
Exercise. But until they're 10, children must always hold an adult's hand when crossing the road. Friday, 17th of May is National Walk Safely to School Day. If you can't walk all the way, combine a walk with public transport. If you must use a car, leave it a good distance from school and walk the rest of the way.
And remember, active kids are smarter kids.
Find us at walk.com.au, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter.
Not to be missed on your weekends.
30 seconds.
There's a documentary I saw about that, and it has to do with aluminium.
Oh, I love a bit of aluminium.
Join Peter Armstrong every Sunday morning from 8 till 9, bringing entertainment back to radio. Regular guests include Nicola Charles and AFL legend Anthony Koutafidis.
Not my car.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my God.
That radio show, 8 till 9, Sunday mornings on SEN+.
Hi, it's Tim Watson. The all-new SEN app is here. Update now or download today.
Let's head back and go local for your footy.
And welcome back here to EFL Game Day on this beautiful Anzac Day across this great nation. We are live here at Chong Park for Premier Division football in the Eastern Football League, where South Croydon exploded in the first quarter, jumping out 6 straight 36, leading Blackburn 3-2-20. Goal kickers for that term: Maxi King for South Croydon with 3, Alex Birch with 1, Danny Cooper with 1, and Riley McKernan with 1. And for Blackburn, Jake Hammond with 2 and Jake Harkins with 1. Now let's go to Wayne Brasher and Ray Baird. Your thoughts on that first term of play?
Well, what could have been a really, really good quarter for South Croydon has probably turned into an ordinary quarter, in so to speak. Those 2 quick goals to Blackburn in junk time have basically given them a little bit of impetus moving into the quarter time break. I thought South Croydon did everything right in the first quarter. They moved the ball around the ground with purpose, and when they got the chance, Ray, they isolated Max King up forward, and he was able to get the job done with some lovely goals.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Look, South Croydon, they controlled the quarter. Well, that was without a doubt. And their game plan was that they weren't going to go early in the quarter. They weren't going in long. They were crisscrossing across. But then once they alienated him 1 out, Max King was fantastic.
I think too, Steve, the thing that they've been able to do is get the game on their terms. Blackburn are trying hard, but it's not happening for them at this stage.
Well, Penelope Knight's got the game on her terms as well down Bantry side, thanks to car sales.
Who we got, Pen?
Well, we thought, Penelope, we're crossing down to you.
Thanks, guys. I've got Luke McCormick here. You guys have come out fighting, obviously. What's, been the difference between the last couple of weeks?
Oh, look, we just weren't happy with our last 2 weeks at all. And footy these days, from the highest level to the lowest level, is about pressure. When you bring better pressure, it flows into better footy. You have the ball, get it inside more times. Didn't come out easily, which it has in the last 2 weeks, which is what we wanted. Really disappointing to let them get those 2 goals in red time. So, the challenge is now to stick it out and play 4 quarters of it.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Penelope. As the restart there, taken by Howe off the tap, and he runs into a strong tackle. We'll have take 2 of that ball up here in the centre square. We talked about 6 straight 36. South Croydon leading Blackburn 3-2-20 start of the second term here. Out pops the handball onto the boot now. Liam Murphy, he's kicking towards the forward line. Hammond's got the sit. It goes over his head in the end though. Running onto it's Paddy Lawyer, but he's run out of bounds there by Marshall. And we'll have a ball up in the forward pocket here. Blackburn attacking side of the ground. The bulk of the goals have been kicked so far in this match. 6 of them to South Croydon. So Howe and Burnage resume their rucking duel. Howe had the front spot, won the tap down. It's picked up almost there and by Blackburn, but they're going to have another ball up as a strong tackle there from Liam Cox proved the difference. So great crowd in here in this Anzac Day clash. Beautiful conditions for footy. King read that well off the tap, got tackled in its own right. In over the top there is Kieran Gray and a pack of players, and we'll have yet another ball up. We gained about 2 metres to the north of the previous one.
Every bit counts.
It does indeed. Can't say the same about my bank account. His that's moved out there by Burnage. He wins the tap now. Blackburn now spear this in towards full forward. Plenty of players there. It might bounce here for Bathy. Handball over the top was clever, but it was tapped over the boundary line. Intended target there was Jakey Hammond in the goal square.
Yeah, that was ambitious, wasn't it? I thought that was...
Would have been the goal of the day had it been.
Yeah.
16 points is the margin deep in the Blackburn forward line. Umpire throws it in now. Howe over the back gave a little flick there. A lot of plays around this football. Somehow Lawler boot to ball, top of the goal square. Styles, little kick off the ground. I think that was Luke Parker who got boot to ball there. In fact, it's Bathy who's put it through for his first of the afternoon. I'm the caller, not you, Brush. And on the Eastland scoreboard, 2 minutes into this second term, South Croydon still hold the lead. It's a 10-point one. 6 straight 36 to 4-26.
Nothing pretty about that passage of play right from the centre bounce, but they all count and Blackburn will take it anyway.
So start they wanted.
Yeah, they certainly needed the first goal.
So I'll ask BWS and Brash to touch gloves and go back to their corners. There's 2 minutes played now here in this second term. Swatted forward there by Walker. Finds his target there in Burley. Got it by hand out now. Hit Walker. He spears in from 50.
Nice!
Oh, he's hit the upright. And just a minor score. definite contender for Tobin Brothers' goal of the day. Had he put it through the middle, and it's the first behind of the game there for South Croydon. 6-1-37, leading Blackburn 4-2-26, 3 minutes played.
Surprised there wasn't a lot of booze going around there for the first blemish. Black Ski Dorian had to do a slips catch to take that one in the back pocket, getting the ball in. We haven't seen too much of that today. Kick goes out towards Murphy, who took it easily on the chest that time in front of Cox. The kick goes forward again. They've got a little bit of space here. Day, slow U-turn. Probably could have moved it a bit quicker than that. Day. He'll load up now and kick the ball inside forward 50 or thereabouts. Big fly by Maxie Warren. What a sensational grab that was. Went with the flight and pulled it down. Short passes on. Dano King takes it. Across the paint of the defensive 50. They're linking up in handballs here. Warren's got it. Kicks the ball. It's an up and under one. It's anyone's football here. It just sat up at the last piece. Dorian was underneath it. Dropped it on top of him was Matty Jones from the Doggies, and we'll have a ball up just outside the centre square. True centre wing position out here at Cheon Park, aka the Kennel on Anzac Day. There's no better place to be. Pye throws it up. Big pack forms. Kick was smothered straight out of the pack. Comes out. Blackburn look to have the numbers here as the kick goes up towards the half forward line. Bathy was in the front spot, takes it 2-3, fourth grab. Fantastic stuff there. Marshall was just trying to hold him up a little bit.
Do you count that second grab that bounced off his
shoulder?
head?
That was off his shoulder, wasn't it?
Absolutely you do. As the short pass goes on, you asked, I said. Sochio takes the mark, 55 metres out from goal. He almost looks like he's going to back himself in. He's going to give the handball away. This is going to be a fair old wind-up. The kick by Maxie Otten goes deep towards the forward pocket. The Dogs had the numbers at the fall of the ball. Handball goes out to Jones, squeezed to kick out. It's still in their defensive zone. Nearly a high tackle there on Burley. Umpire was blindsided, and we will have a ball up 40 metres out from the Blackburn goal line.
So just a shade under 5 minutes played here in this second term. In comes Bathy doing the rucking there for Blackburn. Just got the right hand onto it. Trying to burst through was Conker. He tries to win the juggling footy in there. Bathy's little toe poke doesn't travel through the pack. Trying to run onto it there was Murphy. He kicks it in towards forward, and I don't think the mark's been paid. It wasn't the required distance. Out down here to Evans for South Croydon. The Bulldogs are away out of their back line. A handball across the ground. Cox has to he's run down by Conker.
Gonski.
And that's going to be a free kick. Great tackle there by Lukey Conker.
Gee, you could see that on the screen. Once that second handball went there, Conker just put his foot to the floor and accelerated.
And Luke McCormick's had a conniption boundary side as well.
As Paddy Conton takes it now in the centre of the ground here for Blackburn. It's about to 2 kicks from home. Just pumps it onto the right boot, in towards full forward. Plenty of targets. Bathy's under it, can't take it. Hammond's also in there as well. Gets a nice solid hip and shoulder from Burnage. Goes to the deck and the ball goes out of bounds as Mitch Day appealing for deliberate. And, well, he's appealing for out on the full, I think.
Above the knee.
Yep. So we're going to have a boundary throw in here in the forward pocket. Blackburn attacking 50. Burnage and Howell to Jewell again in the ruck. Give that one to Burnage. Roved all brilliantly there by Gray. Can't get through the tackle. Dropped it like it was hot. And we're going to have a free kick now here to South Croydon. Moving it out now. Here is Jones. Takes one bounce. Might think about a second, but no. Decides to get it, put it onto the right and chip it out short now. Here to Cox. He goes by hand over the top to Jaden. Cass takes a bounce of his own. Puts it onto the right in towards the half forward flank. Target there was King. Took it over his mat. Just waltzes into goal. Takes one bounce. Puts it onto the right foot, and he just undid all of his great work in my commentary build-up. That's just going to be the minor score there for the Doggies. 6-2-38. They lead Blackburn 4-2-26.
Now, that was good coast-to-coast football. I'm going to say everyone that got a possession there, they bounced it within holding it of 1 second, and there were unnecessary bounces, nearly the lot of them. Maxie King's done exactly the same thing inside forward 50 and then put himself under pressure, and he's kicked a point. That's my special comment for the day, Brash.
Okay.
You called one, I'll do a special comment as it comes out now. Howe on the right boot takes the mark, kicks it up towards the Bathy direction, stolen by Want. The Doggies turn it over this time. Here's Liam Cox, takes the mark, true centre wing position. Grandstand side out at Cheon. Margin is 12 points in the second term, going the way of the Dogs. Mark not taken there by Birch, but had support to get the handball away to Cox, who drives the ball inside forward 50. But in the front spot, Max Otten just follows the football
unit,
well.
Isn't he?
Yeah, he's a tank. There's no doubt about that.
You can't get around him.
So Maxie on the left. Squared it up nicely. Mark's been taken by Murphy. They're going to use the corridor here. That's okay. Lawler takes it, handball off, and now they can surge forward this way, that way by Compton. Inside forward 50 goes. There's a big pack. Hammond hit the deck. He almost took everyone down with him at that stage. Dano King came charging through. Handball goes out wide. Here's Day on the right boot. Can Day put one through? He can't. He pushed it to the right-hand side. Third behind on the Eastland scoreboard to the Blackburn Football Club. Margin out here. 27 plays 38. That is 11 points.
Both sides have really started to settle down a little bit here, and some very, very good football from coast to coast for both sides. Unfortunately, the finishing of both sides just hasn't been all that good in this second quarter so far.
So Matty Jones to bring the footy back in now here for the Bulldogs. So we approach 9 minutes played here in this first term. Just goes in short, finds Danny King. He surveys the scene, sells a bit of candy, puts it onto the right now in towards the centre of the ground. Good kick and a good mark there by Nick Evans. Just inside the centre square, looking for options upfield. His low spearing pass was a bit too short in the end. Getting the handball away though, looking for it is Jones, who's come all the way back from full-back. He goes out now, hit a Warren. By hand now, hit a Maxi King. Short chip pass, finds a teammate there in Dale Walker. He goes by hand over the top in towards the forward 50, putting it onto the right boot and all ended up in there in the chest of Rosier. He puts it on the right, brilliantly smothered, gets it right back, gets it smothered again. Great second effort there by Lukey Parker. 2 smothers in 2 seconds there. And gets the pat on the back from his teammate. Great defensive effort.
That'll
there.
win him a game next week.
Get him 2 kicks in the stats. Both smothered.
So
get out of jail free card there for Blackburn.
Yeah.
So Howe's tap. Looking for it on the boot there was Cooper. Already kicked one, but that's going to beat him over the boundary line. Boundary throw in the forward pocket.
There's a few signs of the 2017 South Croydon in their play today. The way they're running the ball, particularly around the outer side of that ground.
So Luke O'Neill to do the rucking here against Lockie Howe. It's, neither man can really take it. O'Neill almost took it straight off the ruck, and he attracts about 3 Blackburn players in the gang tackle and will have a ball up.
I think Matt Jones, his move from the half forward line to a sort of sweeping roll across the half back, I think has rejuvenated him. He's really starting to play his craft very well in that back half.
Hitting the deck that time there was O'Neill. Ball spills out. It's still deep in the doggy forward line. O'Neill, little handball over the top. It was chopped off by Bazari. It's still a floating football. Here's Murphy, got the handball away. The burners, the clearing kick goes out. Watt almost looked like he had to sit there, Jason. Then later, really strong tackle. That was sensational. He's going to be rewarded for it as well. Faulkner brought down in that instance. So South Croydon, they're 2 kicks from home. Watt just pokes it in towards the forward pocket. Who's going to be front and centre this time? Almost cupping one way too high. Wow. You would have thought that time was Rosier. Umpire said it was okay. We'll have a ball up across the half forward line. It's 50 metres out from the doggy goal line. 11 minutes tick over. 13:77. SEM Plus and EFL.org.au all afternoon right around the globe. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Quick kick from the stoppage goes out towards the Bathy direction, who had to just lay that tackle that time on Wanton. We will have a ball up right in front of the Red Jackets, the Blackburn faithful. Don't we love seeing them out in force whenever we're out here on EFL game day? Rucks go at it. The ball was left alone that time. Danaher at the spills got it away. That was okay. Bartlett, quick handball, and now Blackburn kick up towards the win position. Umpire was almost like he wasn't going to pay the mark that time. It was a late whistle. Fans were screaming for it. They're linking up okay here. Blackburn, the kick goes forward towards the Hammond direction. He had one bite on it. He had to do the wrestle, and maybe potentially Dale Walker was a little tad crude in that one, and Jake Hammond will go back and have a ping. Not the favourable side for a lefty, but nonetheless a class act, and he'll go back to try and put his 3rd on the board for Blackburn.
It was just that second motion off Walker that hit Hammond in the back of the neck there. Unfortunate, but that's just the way it happens.
It was actually Hammond that applied the first contact, and of course he ends up with the ball.
So we're right behind him here on the broadcast side. Hammond comes in, he kicks it flat, straight, and he's
into the station wagon.
He's filthy about it. It went straight into the esky in the back of the station wagon. I hope they're only cans, not stubbies, and everything is okay in the world. Ball to be brought back in. Matty Jones for South Croydon.
It's a goal in my book. Is this one kicked out now towards the half-back flank now here for South Croydon. Good mark taken there by Dylan Marshall in the orange boots. Just looks afield. for targets, can't find one, and almost taking that mark was Parker. Had a good couple of minutes here in this quarter. Handball out there by Vazari. Blackburn now pump this in towards the forward 50, or just shy of the half-forward flank. A handball over the top, running onto it now. It's Paddy Lawler. Snaps it around the body. Got Conker! And he takes a comfortable mark about 15 metres out, almost directly in front, and he'll go back and look for Blackburn's 5th.
Just had to sit up for them right then. Like it wasn't perfect possession, but they had that spare man and the ball bounced right. They knew that Conker was going to make that position there, so pretty good play there by Blackburn.
And Ben Danaher slowly working his game way into the game here. A couple of crucial possessions in the midfield.
So Lukey Conker had an absolute blinder against Baldwin last week. Puts it onto the right boot, but well, it's blindsided on that occasion. Just the minor score. And commentators curse again. So just South Croydon 6-38. They lead Blackburn 4-4-28 as we've played a shade over 13 minutes, second term on the Eastland scoreboard.
Really felt like they needed that one.
Yeah, they did actually. They've had all the play.
Jones plays it to himself, or didn't have to because that's a new rule. Kick goes out. Willis, good jukes out in front. Strong mark. Right in front of us here. Kick goes up towards the wing position. Good spoil that time there by Danaher. Elliott got the handball away. High tackle has been paid. It's just a fast football. So they're probably a little bit stiff here. A silly handball that time by Murphy. Put his teammate Dorian under a lot of pressure. Brought to ground. Murphy screaming with the umpire. That was unfair. Got to blame someone else when you know you're at fault. As the umpire restarts it now. Knocked down. A lot of players around this football barging his way through. That time was Howe. Got the kick up towards a half-forward line. In the front spot out there was Day. Paddled it out towards a Conker direction. Missed the last goal. Quick kick forward now. It's a grubber one up towards the forward pocket. Leading out in the race, Dale Walker over Hammond. Sees it over the boundary line and out. It's a 10-point margin. South Croydon are still leading Blackburn on the Eastland scoreboard. Let's cross down boundary side thanks to car sales. Here's Penelope Knight.
So both sides are very high in their rotation. And it looks to be due to the fact that the sun's out and it's absolutely it's very hot out there, which we're taking for granted here on the boundary side under the shade. So the boys will be looking for this side of the ground in the coming quarters.
So Fagan just ran that ball out of bounds, and we're going to have a boundary throw, almost dead on the 50 here. Blackburn attacking side of the ground. Burnage and Howe to go at it again in the ruck. Give that one now to Burnage. Tapped it in towards his own defensive 50. It's roved now here by Blackburn. It's a high up and under, and it's out of bounds on the full. And we'll have a... Oh, it's actually just over the point line. Looked like he was about to signal that out on the full, but just the minor score there to Blackburn. 4-5-29. They trail South Croydon 6-2-38. 15 and a half gone here in this second term on the Eastland scoreboard.
Just not taking their opportunities here, Blackburn on the scoreboard at the moment.
Could hurt them later on.
No doubt about that. An easy run out that time for South Croydon. Kick goes in. Hammond though, fair way out from goal, takes the mark. Got the new age Dazza. I absolutely love it. Only I could have a head of hair like that as he kicks the ball inside 450. Now that is magnificent accuracy. Matty Bartlett, he waited for it for 50 metres and it went straight down his throat. He's looking around. It might be just on his range. Gives the handball away now. Here's Compton. Kicks it to the hot spot. Or does it have the legs right to the goal line? Touch through for one behind. No, it has made it the whole way. Well, Compton, a great goal there. The fend off at the 50. Blackburn get the one that they've been searching for in the last 3 to 4 minutes. And on the Eastland scoreboard, we're back to a 3-point ball game. 16 and a half minutes gone. 38 plays 35.
Well, Blackburn's definitely back in the game. They have kicked the last 4 goals of this game. They're really right back in this.
And they're just slowly getting the game back on their terms, and they're starting to run the ball through their midfield and off that half-forward line again.
So 3 points to margin here, 17 minutes played. Sochio back into the ruck now here for Blackburn, but Burnage wins the tap, comes back now here to Blackburn. So they try to bust out now here through Kieran Gray. He's slung to the ground and we'll have another ball up.
He's a real workhorse, this Kieran Gray in the midfield. Does a lot of unsung stuff.
So Burnage again v Sochio in the ruck. Sochio comes over, wins the tap. Evans tried to fish for it on the ground, couldn't do so. As players dive in, well read there by Cass. His kick up towards the forward line, And a comfortable mark taken here by Maxi King. Decides to play on quickly. Kicks it in towards a vacant goal square. Going back with the flight though. And I'll paid the mark in the end. There was Liam Murphy. But probably should have just taken his time there, did Maxi King. And Blackburn will play this one on, and they take it forward now here to Gray. Covered a fair bit of mileage here in the last couple of minutes. And Blackburn just slowing the play down, switching it now, going backwards to go forwards, and comes back now into their own back line here to Murphy. And so we approach 18 minutes played, 3 points to margin. You're listening on SEN Plus 1377. Here's the kick up now here towards the half forward flank. It's well there by Sochio, puts it onto the left. Oh, shanked the kick. It looks but almost a mark taken there by Gray. He was knocked over there after he take it to the umpire by Nick Evans. And looks like we're going to have 25 now. So 25 now here to Blackburn. They'll take this right in the centre of the ground.
Unnecessary back chat, and that's about 18 metres as well. A bit stingy.
We're going to get the tape measure out in a sec. According to BWS, here's the kick in towards the half forward flank. It bounces down there. Cooper's in there for South Croydon. Trying to get a handball out now here to Want. Blackburn have the footy, just temporarily slapped forward. Intended there, or just kept in there. Fending off the tackle there was Harkins, but the boundary line beats him, and we'll have a boundary throw in right on the 50 here for Blackburn.
They're just working that little bit harder at the moment, Blackburn, to try and retain possession.
Yeah, there's not a lot of pretty football out there, but it's effective. That's the way they just at it.
Get the sense Blackburn, it won't be too long till they get their noses in front at the moment. Somehow the ball was released that time. Murphy of the Liam variety went after it again. Got crunched in a tackle by Matty Jones, and we will have a ball up just inside the forward 50 for Blackburn. Time on is looming as the umpire throws it up that time. Back down again. A quick handball out. Looks like Xavier Murphy looked like he might have been pushed. And he has, and the umpire has seen it.
Good call,
so,
that. Well done, BWS. That's a good call.
I'll be here all week, Rush. As you'll have a kick from about 50 metres out.
Well, you'd hope you weren't on Saturday.
I'll be here for the rest of the week. This is their chance. He's going to back himself in here. He's looking for that handball as well, but no one's really around at the moment. Class act he is. He gets very close to the man on the mark. He gives it all he's got right to the goal line. He pushed it to the right-hand side, and through it goes for that minor score. It's 11 scoring shots to 8, and Blackburn still trail by 2 points. 38 plays 36 on the Eastland scoreboard. Second quarter, Anzac Day footy.
The South Croydon bring the ball back out. Mark taken here by Nick Evans, about 20 metres inside his own defensive 50. Decides to play on, put it onto the left and send it out towards the far side of the ground on the centre wing. Congested fly there from King, taken out now by Faulkner, gets a hand pass out, and the Burners look to centre the footy in towards the centre square. The intended target there was Harkins, couldn't take it but got pushed in the back by Marshall, says the umpire. And the Burners get themselves a free kick. Harkins plays on dangerously quick though, gets the kick out towards the near side of the ground, centre wing. The ball bounces fortuitously there, trying to take it there was Bartlett. Looked like he got one up high there from Dano King. Umpire says no you didn't, and we'll have a boundary throw. Slow to get to his feet there is Bartlett. And he'll have a boundary throw in almost just in front of the South Croydon interchange.
No, nothing in there.
Yeah. So we are 1 minute into time on, 21 minutes played. The tap one there by Burnage goes straight into the hands of Danaher, ridden into the ground. The umpire says we'll have a ball up. Don't forget Saturday, EFL game day. We're bringing you Templestowe and Baronia live from 1 o'clock here on SEN Plus 1377. There's a loose footy on the ground. Bartlett couldn't pick it up, neither could Murphy, but he does in the end. Puts it onto the left, a high up and under. It's going back, so with courage, there was Evans. He's going to win himself the free, and that's attracted a crowd as Bathy came in late and cleaned him up. And Evans decides to play on as a little bit of a scrum continues. Here's the switch on across the ground on the edge of the centre square, taken here by Birch. Already got one this afternoon. But
he didn't do too wrong there, Bathy. It's just the fact he's a unit.
Yeah, it's about a 30-kilo mismatch in that contest. Taken here by Want. And just shakes the tackle of Fagan, or does he? Manages to get the hand pass out over the top. Belying a tackle there of his own was Birch, and another good tackle there from Riley McKernan. And we'll have a ball up far side of the ground, true centre wing position. 22 minutes played here in this second term. And a 2-point ball game if you're just tuning in on this Anzac Day out here at Cheong Park. Into the ruck there goes Howe. Wins the tap down. The ball is going back into the umpire's hands for a ball up.
Doggies haven't got a goal this quarter, Brush.
No, they haven't. I was just thinking about that. 3 goals, 3-4 to 2 behinds this quarter for Blackburn.
So in it comes again. Howe wins the tap. Good hands there by Gray, and Blackburn are away from the pack, kicking it in towards the forward 50. Sitting under it there was Harkins. Couldn't take it. Lawler has it, puts it in towards the full forward position. A bouncing footy. Well done there by Crowley, but that is clean up. That was a high shot, and in comes Harkins to settle the score there with Walker, and players converge. And Jakey Hammond still gingerly on the deck, and there's still a bit of jumper measurements going on.
25 as well.
Yeah, it's going to be 25, and Jake Hammond's going to walk right into the edge of the square, and you would think put this through for the first Blackburn lead of the game.
Boundary.
Let's go down to penalty night. Carsales boundary rider.
Look, the crowd aren't very happy about that call, and neither is South Croydon's coach, obviously. There's a bit of a tussle down here.
What, they think he milk it, Pen?
So Jake Hammond, he's already kicked 2 this afternoon from dead in front. Going to waltz right in and put this onto the left and put the Burners in front for the first time in this game. That's his third of the afternoon. It's Blackburn 6-6-42, leading South Croydon 6-38. 24 minutes played here in the Eastland scoreboard, second term.
And that is 5 on the trot to Blackburn. You know, I just got the feeling they're going to really start to run away with this game in the third quarter, Brush.
Yeah, that's where the signs are heading to, Ray. South Croydon are just going up and down in the one spot at the moment.
Just while we've got a lull in play, if there's anybody at the Sylvan Coldstream game, we'd love to get a score from you.
At Footy EFL via Twitter. Keep everybody up to date as you go local for your football on this fine Anzac Day.
The one day Barry Cotts decided to take a break.
No doubt he'll be listening in, as many are. Even if they're overseas, efl.org.au around the globe, 1377 SEM plus. Entertaining game, great first half. 42 plays 38.
It has been a good game. It has been a good game.
So there was junk time goals for Blackburn in the first term. Can South Croydon snag some back for themselves? But the ball surges forward again for the Burners. They probably just need some luck, South Croydon, something to go their way. Stacks on the mill just inside the centre square, and we will have a stoppage.
I think Luke McCormick said at quarter time their pressure wasn't good in those opening games. I think that's exactly what's happened in the second quarter. The pressure's dropped off a bit.
Gray took it from the stoppage. King slung him to the ground. All was fair.
Someone is listening because the half-time score from Sylvan 4-10-34 to Coldstream 6-2-38.
Well, there's millions listening, Ray, as the ball comes into the middle of the ground. As a quick kick goes up, a big fly, probably giving away a free kick that time. They need to move the ball quickly here, South Croydon. So in the arms of Jones, who's had a good game for South Croydon, and the kick wasn't crash up. Burley had some time. He goes out wide to Cox. Cox goes up towards the half-forward line. He was looking there for Willis. It scoots out the back. Here's Max King. Max King, we need some class from Maxi Boyer towards the goal. Fantastic. You needed a lift. You go to your star player, and he salutes as well. That's his fourth on the Eastland scoreboard. They regain the lead, the South Croydon Football Club, 26 minutes into this second term in the big Premier Division Anzac Day clash. 7-2-44 to 6-6-42.
Really good poise there shown by Max King there. A couple of Blackburn players were closing him down, but he managed to compose himself and kick a lovely goal.
So 2 points the margin as we approach half-time. 26 minutes played here in this second term. Roved well there by Murphy. Well, he got collected there by Burnage, and the umpire's going to pay it.
So what, this is a very, very physical game, this.
It is.
That was paid by the umpire off the ball as well.
So Murphy, and well, doesn't matter, as Liam Murphy not going to get the stat there. That is half-time here at Cheong Park on EFL Game Day. It's Blackburn 6-6-42, trailing South Croydon 7-44. Goal kickers, Max King, 4 for South Croydon, singles to Alex Birch, Danny Cooper and Riley McKernan. And for Blackburn, Jake Hammond has 3 singles to Jake Harkins, Paddy Compton, Ryan Bathy. Well, a great game of footy out here at Cheong Park on this brilliant Anzac Day. We hope you're enjoying the coverage here on SEN 1377. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with a halftime review right after this.
SEN Footy streaming.
And you're clear. 4 minutes.
At Priceline Pharmacy, the new Tresemme Pro collection is on sale now. Get professional results in your hands. Treat your hair and save half price. There's no place like Priceline.
Get every room sorted at IKEA with 20% off selected wardrobe, bathroom and children's storage. Visit IKEA Richmond or Springvale and save. But hurry, offer ends Monday. A pretty nasty one on the Monash this afternoon, outbound on Warrigal Road. The right lane is blocked and it's causing some very hefty delays both ways with speeds down to 40. Heading on a road trip, make sure you treat your engine with BP Ultimate to get it road trip ready. Fill up at your local BP before you hit the road for a cleaner, smoother, further drive. That's the latest traffic on 1377 SEN+.
Breakfast with Gary and Tim. Weekdays from 6 on SEN.
Toyota's still feeling it, with amazing offers across a great range of vehicles now. See your local Toyota dealer today or search Toyota Value online to learn more.
Hi, it's Tim Watson. The all-new SEN app is here. Update now or download today.
There's nothing like being at a live event, whether it's the Australian Open Tennis, the Rugby World Cup 2019 in Japan, or the Bathurst 1000. With over 20 years' experience, Sportsnet will ensure the adventure of a lifetime. With over 50 world-class events, Sportsnet guarantees official tickets and accommodation, even to sold-out events. You'll even get access to behind-the-scenes experiences. Over 10,000 travellers each year choose Sportsnet. Call 1300 888 858 or visit sportsnetholidays.com.
Who can cater your corporate event or party with a taste that will keep your guests happy and chatty? Suvaman can! Everybody loves a traditional souvlaki or banquet, and who can do them perfectly? Suvaman can! Suvaman can come to you with his lamb and chicken charcoal spit and please any crowd of any size. Vegetarian? Gluten-free? Suvaman still can! So wherever you are in Melbourne, whenever you need something different and delicious, who can cater like no other man can? Suvaman can! Suvaman.com.au.
You've built your business. Now, let Vaughan Constructions build the rest. Since 1955, Vaughan Constructions has been building some of the largest structures in the Southern Hemisphere and establishing a reputation as one of Australia's most respected industrial and commercial builders. That's why Vaughan Constructions is the 2018 Victorian Master Builder of the Year. You've built your business, let Vaughan Constructions build the rest. vaughanconstructions.com.au.
It's Tyre Power's massive Easter sale with more great deals on big brand tyres. At Tyre Power, you'll get the power of our giant giveaway on Toyo tyres. Simply buy 3 and we'll give you 1 free on a great range of Toyo passenger car and SUV tyres. That's right, buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Toyo tyres at Tyre Power. Conditions apply. See website or in-store for details. Tyre Power's massive Easter sale is now on. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local owner operator.
Very nice. These blokes love it when a new...
1 minute.
Or they like the sleek new lines. But what really gets their engines revving are the filters.
These are beauty.
The guys at Ryco can't wait to make filters for the latest cars. And because they design and test them in Australia, you can rely on your Ryco filters to provide you with genuine performance. So for the widest range of quality filters, insist on Ryco filters, the professional's choice.
Not to be missed on your weekends. That radio show on SE.
30 seconds.
You guys saw about that, and it has to do with aluminium.
Oh, I love a bit of aluminium.
Join Peter Armstrong every Sunday morning from 8 till 9, bringing entertainment back to radio. Regular guests include Nicola Charles and AFL legend Anthony Koutafidis.
No, my car's aluminium. I love a bit of aluminium. It doesn't rust.
I find it a bit chewy.
That radio show, 8 till 9, Sunday mornings on SEN+.
The Captain's Run with Cane Corns, tomorrow from 9.
Okay, here we go with the intro.
Let's head back and go local for your footy.
Mics are on, go for it.
And welcome back to EFL Game Day here on SEN 1377 SEN Plus. We're out at Chong Park. It's half-time between South Croydon and Blackburn. South Croydon leading Blackburn 7-2-44 to 6-6-42. One of 2 games being played across the Eastern Footy League here on Anzac Day. The other being a Division 4 clash between Coldstream and Sylvan. And at half-time, Coldstream 6-38 lead Sylvan 4-10-34. Well, to get our thoughts on that second term and first indeed is Wayne Brasher. Wayne, 2 points lead now here to South Croydon. Blackburn turned on 6 goals in that second quarter, but still trailing at half time.
Yeah, look, it was a game of two halves in the first half. If you want to look at that analogy, South Croydon dominated the first quarter, 6 goals to 1. Blackburn slowly moved slowly got themselves back into the contest with 5 goals to 2 and 5 goals to 1 in the quarter, and it set up the game just beautifully for a second half. Interesting, I just thought that in the first quarter, South Croydon's intensity at the contest and the way that they were controlling the ball and picking their marks, it was working well for them. All of a sudden, as soon as they dropped off just that little 5%, Blackburn just took it up another notch. They started to win a few 50-50 balls. Danaher started getting into the contest, and they started running the ball through their midfield, and it was all starting to work off the back line. Davis again it was coming from Max Otten and Tyler Faulkner, who was starting to get on top there.
And Max Otten's been very highly effective in defence there. He's been pretty much marking everything that comes to him, being able to get it out of there. And you're exactly right, Rash. South Croydon came out with an intensity that I think startled Blackburn a little bit into not sure what they needed to do, and I loved just seeing what South Croydon could do there. But yeah, you're right. Blackburn slowly clawed their way back in, and once they actually got the delivery in the run and could actually get their hands on the ball, it became a lot better. And even though they're still behind on the scoreboard, despite those late lead changes, they stopped South Croydon scoring much in the second term. They only scored 1 goal too, so it really has been that game of two halves. What I really enjoyed is that Blackburn haven't gone from 0 to 100. They've just tried to move it up gradually, and it has produced some pretty effective results.
Sorry, Steve.
No, you're right. You can go.
If I'm looking for something in the second half that's going to split these two sides apart, I sort of feel that Blackburn have got a few more options to goal than what South Croydon are offering at the moment. South Croydon have got Maxi King. He's kicked 4 out of their 6. He's not a one-man band, but he's going to need some help if they're going to try and kick a winning score, Steve.
Indeed, and having a view boundary side, boundary rider Penelope Knight, thanks to car sales. Your thoughts on that first half?
Look, obviously it was it's an intense feel out there. The heat actually is quite also intense. I think we're kind of taking that for granted, being under the shade. So, as mentioned, the rotations are high from both sides, and I think, look, Blackburn last week's game was fantastic. They were really, everything they touched turned to gold, and you're kind of seeing that happen a little bit with the South Croydon boys. There's certainly a swing, but I feel like Blackburn are, they're edging back into the game, obviously, and I think they're just doing it their way, which is the best way, and it's going to be a great match regardless.
Yeah, but, you mentioned South Croydon, everything they touched turned to gold. I was around the South Croydon quarter time huddle, and one word Luke McCormick, the coach of the Dogs, said he was really proud of these boys. They had I think it was 20 or 21 marks, 17 uncontested to 4 in that first term, so it really showed how quickly they came out, and they needed to. They've been well behind the 8 ball in those first 2 rounds, so it showed they've got them, but Blackburn have very much shown round 1 against Montrose and round 2 last week that they've got a lot of leg speed to run out the game, and I reckon that's going to be one of the key factors at the end of the day. South Croydon can bomb it long, but I reckon Blackburn's got a lot more options going forward with that run.
So just to recap the goal kickers here this afternoon, South Croydon, Maxi King with 4, singles to Alex Birch, Danny Cooper and Riley McKernan, and for Blackburn 3 to Jake Hammond, singles to Jake Harkins, Paddy Conton and Ryan Bathy. Now if we look ahead to the rest of round 3, this being the first game of round 3, we've got Vermont and Montrose, your boys Brash on the weekend, Doncaster and Rowville, North Ringwood, Baldwin and Norwood Noble Park. Your take on a few of those, particularly the Doncaster-Rowville game, as 0-2 plays 2-0 at Trams.
It's a really important game for Doncaster. They need to get their mojo back. Things probably haven't gone to plan in those opening weeks. Whereas Rowville probably have got the dream start for them. I don't. Considering the season that they came off last year, Rowville, they got bundled out in the first final. They've had 2 pretty convincing wins in the first week. So I think they can go into this game this weekend full of confidence, and Doncaster are going to have to come out and try and find a bit more intent.
And if we look ahead to the schedule of both of these clubs, you look at South Croydon, who they've got next. They've got Norwood next week, then they've got North Ringwood at Quamby, and then they've got Noble Park, who are in form.
Or I could look in the overall scheme of things, the way this season's going, Steve. You would expect South Croydon with the form that they've shown over the last 2 years, they should be able to win 2 out of those 3 games. I think that's not beyond the realms of possibility. I just think that Noble Park could be an interesting. I reckon that's a 50-50 game. For them.
And so we look at the other side of the equation. We have the tantalising Blackburn Vermont next week, and I know which side of the fence you'll be on that. Then they have Doncaster at Trams. Then they have North Ringwood at home.
Well, look, Blackburn and Vermont games, regardless of where they are on the ladder, they're very intense affairs. And it's quite actually, it's going to be a mouth-watering contest because both sides play a very similar style of game. They love the run and gun type of setup. Both sides have got great runners. Both clubs have got great defences, and they've got plenty of goal-kicking options. So I think that's a mouth-watering contest.
And I think whatever they bring together will be very testament to the seasons.
All right, we'll take a short break here on EFL Game Day. We'll be right back here on SEN Plus 1377. Don't go away.
4 minutes.
Sorry, everyone.
Treat your engine with BP Ultimate to get it road trip ready. Fill up at your local BP before you hit the road for a cleaner, smoother, further drive.
Get every room sorted at IKEA with 20% off selected wardrobe, bathroom and children's storage. Visit IKEA Richmond or Springvale and save, but hurry, offer ends Monday. A pretty nasty one on the Monash this afternoon, outbound on Warrigal Road. The right lane is blocked and it's causing some very hefty delays both ways with speeds down to 40. Heading on a road trip? Make sure you treat your engine with BP Ultimate to get it road trip ready. Fill up at your local BP before you hit the road for a cleaner, smoother, further drive. That's the latest traffic on 1377 SEN+.
It's the less that ends up popping up.
Breakfast with Gary and Tim. Weekdays from 6 on SEN.
Heading on a road trip? Make sure you treat your engine with BP Ultimate to get it road trip ready. Fill up at your local BP before you hit the road for a cleaner, smoother, further drive.
SEN Footy streaming live and exclusively on the all-new SEN app.
Is your engine road trip ready? BP Ultimate cleans your engine while you drive. Fill up at your local BP before your next road trip for a cleaner, smoother, further drive.
The Captain's Run with Cane Corns. Tomorrow from 9 on SEN.
If you're a footy mad AFL fan, you'll want the best view of the action on game day.
Breaks through. Kicks one of the goals of the year.
Enjoy the best seats in the house with a Centre Wing membership. Available from marvelstadium.com.au. Get access to priority ticketing, an exclusive bar, and premium seating to enjoy your game. Head to marvelstadium.com.au to become a Centre Wing member today. Centre Wing, footy at its best.
All-day socks by Underworks are the best socks you'll ever wear. They're seriously comfy and designed to stay up all day without digging in or leaving ugly red marks. Pick up a pair of all-day socks by Underworks. They're so comfy, you'll chuck all your other socks out. Available at all leading retailers.
Very nice. These blokes love it when a new car model comes out. Lovely. Sure, they like the sleek new lines, but what really gets their engines revving are the filters.
These are beauty.
The guys at Ryco can't wait to make filters for the latest cars. And because they design and test them in Australia, you can rely on your Ryco filters to provide you with genuine performance. So for the widest range of quality filters, insist on Ryco filters, the professional's choice.
Walking regularly to school is a great way to exercise, but until they're 10, children must always hold an adult's hand when crossing the road. Friday, 17th of May is National Walk Safely to School Day. If you can't walk all the way, combine a walk with public transport. If you must use a car, leave it a good distance from school and walk the rest of the way.
And remember, active kids are smarter kids.
Find us at walk.com.au, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter.
1 minute.
codes of practice which have been registered by the Australian Broadcasting Authority. The codes relate to taste and decency, accuracy and fairness in news and current affairs, advertising, Australian music content and complaints handling. Copies of the codes are available by contacting this radio station or Commercial Radio Australia on 02 9281 6577. If you feel a code of practice has been breached and you wish to register a complaint, your complaint should be made in writing. See the complaints section at sen.com.au.
Breakfast with Gary.
30.
Has had half his leg open, so he's had a cut, say, from his knee to his thigh bone. They've opened up the whole of his leg, so it's all exposed, so all the skin has been folded back. It's like a big open wound. I have never seen anything like it in my life. This bloke, how's he going to come back and play this season?
For Melbourne Airport long-term car park, $99 for 7 days. And
10 seconds.
Asked a Builder of the Year, tomorrow from 6. Breakfast with Gary and Tim. Weekdays from 6 on SEN.
Let's head back and go local.
Okay, I'm going to put the mics on. Hey, go for it.
And we're back here at Geelong Park, right into it, off the bounce here at the start of the third term. It's Rove now here by South Croydon, picked up by Cass, socket off the ground there by Mackenzie Dorian into the path there of Bartlett, gets it on the third bounce, short little right boot into the direction of Hammond, couldn't take it on the first grade, and it's tackled and sent to ground. We'll have a ball up 25 metres straight in front of the Blackburn goal. So, as you've just tuned in, 2 points the lead here to South Croydon, 7-2 44 to 6-6 42.
Cracking first half.
Absolutely. 6-goal first quarter to South Croydon, then a 6-goal second quarter to Blackburn. Seesawing affair out here on Anzac Day at Geelong Park. Bathy wins the tap into the centre direction of Conker, and he's kicked it. Less than a minute into the third term, Luke Conker's got Blackburn 7th, and they hit the front here for the second time this afternoon, 7-6 48. They lead South Croydon 7-2 44. We played less than a minute here in the third term on the Eastland scoreboard.
Just the opening that Blackburn would have been looking for.
In the right space at the right time, Conker ran into free space, 2 metres out.
So,
you mentioned that 6 goals each for each quarter, with teams kicking with the sun, because there's absolutely no breeze out there today.
well, most of the goals are being kicked to the Croydon hotel end, as we heard from Penelope Knight.
Happy hour 5 to 6 Mondays.
Thirsty Camel and a Hungry Jack's there as well. What else could you want? As the umpire throws the ball up now. Be Blackburn to get the clearing kick up towards the half-forward line. Bouncing football was a bit of a wrong, and Bathy played it to his advantage. Couldn't quite trap it. Then it was nicely done there by Walker. Sold a little bit of candy. That was clever. Then spotted up a kick out wide. He was looking for O'Neill. A timely fist on that one. Blackburn created the spoil. Look away handball over the top, looking for Otten. I think that was. In fact, it might have been Parker in that instant. And over the boundary line she goes, right in front of the South Croydon brethren.
What a fantastic spoil then by Otten. He was a half a metre or more behind that contest, and he put his fan out and stopped it.
Throws the ball back in now. Beat all players that time, so going in after it there was Gray. Little handball over the top. Good tackle there by Dan King. My favourite players in the last 10 years is Dano King. Gun player and even better bloke as well. As a little fresh air shot by Gray.
No Jess Bolt.
It was risky business.
Strange with King, he's given away the number 30 jumper though, isn't it?
That's an Anzac Day special today, Ray, because of the jumpers, so they have changed off. So we're all over it because we're professionals. As South Croydon worked their way out of a phone booth that comes into the arms of Cooper, who squared it up towards the wing position. It was a one-on-one contest. Went over the head there of Birch that time. Charging through was Conton, got it away. Here's Dorian now, got released to the football. Umpire said it was okay. Walker came charging in, nearly copped one high. Also in there was Conton again, little toe poke out wide, that towards the Patterson direction. They've done well here, Blackburn, just to work it forward, and the kick goes out in space looking for Hammond. He waited for it, it sat up for him on the left, drives the ball inside forward 50. Might have been a bit of holding going on. Will this be advantage paid to Bartlett, who had a fresh air shot at it, or went blazing away, but add 25 to that because it was unnecessary. And
he was a naughty boy.
Free kick to South Croydon, coming inside the centre square now. So out of that danger zone for them. Free kick going the way of Maxi Warren.
Just waiting on the ball to come back from, was it Croydon? I can't remember what road it's over there.
Eastfield Road.
Eastfield Road. But anyway, comes back
Opposite
now.
end of the pub.
The all-important end is Max Warren takes it now edge of the centre square here for South Croydon. Kicks up towards centre wing. Bathy had the set, but almost taken brilliantly there by Mallison. Bathy managed to punch that one over the top into Sochio. He taps it forward into the waiting hands of Matty Day. Kicks it in towards the forward 50 now here for Blackburn. They have the numbers, but it's a foot race. Jones beats all comers, gets tackled. It's just going to trickle over the line. No, it just stayed in. Brilliantly read there by Conker. Here's the hand pass now here to Bartlett. He gets wrapped up. On the boot, there goes Day! And he's kicked a point. Well, great play there by Blackburn to keep the play alive.
Holy dooly.
And, well, just results in the minor score. Probably deserved a major. And well, they trail now. It's South Croydon 7-3-45. Blackburn 7-6-48. 5 minutes gone here, first term.
Jones has coughed it up from the kick in. And this could be very costly, Wayne Brasher.
It could, and Blackburn have come out with full of intent in this, trying to impose their will on this contest early in the third quarter.
Matty Day, he'll kick from almost directly in front on 50.
Jones is normally a very reliable kick, but unfortunately just misjudged that. A tad.
He's been a very serviceable player today too.
Yes.
He had quite a lot of possessions and used the ball really well.
No cliches this afternoon as Day comes in from the 50, leans over. That's a beautiful kick off the boot. It never looked like missing. We followed it the whole way through. That's his first on the Eastland scoreboard. Big margin now in the terms of Blackburn Styles. They lead by 11 points, 55-44.
Could almost say the goal of the day.
Boundary.
It's crossed down boundary side thanks to car sales. Here's Penelope Knight.
Look, Blackburn have come out of the blocks once again, but it's a huge difference compared to the last week's game with Baldwin, where they were a little bit flat. So it's good to see that they've really utilised that half-time break and refreshed their legs and come out kicking some goals, obviously.
Doing a great job, Penn, this afternoon, riding solo on the boundary line.
Thanks to the Croydon Hotel as well. It's 8-7-55, plays Croydon 7-2-44, non-sanctioned EFL plug, I should add, asterisk to that. Here's a tap there, one by Howe, bursting out our hero Blackburn, giving it back now here to Vazari, puts it onto the left out towards centre wing. Lawler gives chase to it now here for Blackburn, stops, props, goes back by hand, back to Vazari, puts it onto the left into the forward 50 in the direction of Hammond. Great mark! Going back with a flight, Jakey Hammond. He's about 20 metres out and he's really come to life here in the last 10-15 minutes.
That's a gutsy mark as you'll ever see. Going back against the flow there. He could have been crunched there, but no, he just eyes on the ball and he is a true champion.
See, North Melbourne are stiff for missing him out on him.
Yeah.
So Jake Hammond already kicked 3 this afternoon.
We could do with a forward.
So 11 points to margin, and this to potentially make it 17 points. Hammond moves in, puts it onto the left, and he puts it left.
Wowza.
And, well, that's only going to make it 12 points to margin. 7-2-44, plays 8-8-56. Blackburn still have a 2-goal lead.
And he has got all the criteria to be a North Melbourne player, missing that brush.
Ooh, not entering that one. I'll let that, it's an all-Victorian squabble. You guys can sort it out later.
Jones was probably thought that he was hard done by Bathy taking him out of that contest for the hammer mark. But anyway, we've moved on from that. There was a behind kick. Margin is 12 points, 2 straight ones as Want dives over the football. Hammond's in there as well. Did a bit of a somersault, ball hits the deck, and we will have a ball up 40 metres out from goal.
The way this game's going, I don't think South Croydon can afford to give Blackburn another goal here at the moment.
So, big crowd out here. The burgers are gone, the hot dogs are gone. There's nothing left unless Brasher's got a stash in his pocket as it goes up towards the half-forward line. Bouncing football away from the Parker direction. Little toe poke out wide. Dogs are trying to keep this ball alive. This might go okay. Here's Cooper. Handball over the top. They're putting themselves under pressure. He's Maxi King. There's not much more he could do with that, King. And we will have a ball up at 65 metres out.
Well, he got the handball and he was already out of position.
Go up in the wrong ruck contest though against Howe. Handball out. Howe on hands and knees. South Croydon look like they got the numbers around this pack here. Little toe poke, strong tackle, ball still trying to be released. Good umpiring to let it play on, but eventually gives himself a hug and we'll have a ball up right across the paint of 50.
So 8.5 gone here, third term. SEN Plus 1377, streaming around the globe. EFL.org.au is the kick now out of defence from Danaher. Spilled there to Fagan, put it onto the boot there to Joel Burley. Couldn't get a clean kick, but neither can South Croydon get a clean disposal. They can now finally. It's put onto the boot now in towards full forward. And it's a one-on-one contest. Ball hits the deck, almost roved there by Birch. Snap around the body there by Willis is just to the left, and just the minor score there for the Bulldogs. Their first of the term, 7-3-45. They trail Blackburn 8-8-56 here in the third term, 9.5 gone.
Paddy Conton to bring the ball back in for Blackburn. Weighing up his options. The spear a pass out. It was a floating kick and it didn't have that much on it. In the end, Marshall charged after it. Marshall kicks it back to where it once it came. And that was perfectly played there. It was right in the hot spot, right at the top of the goal square. A strong jukes by Lucas O'Neill. And he'll go back from point blank range and get the South Croydon side back to within 5 points.
Yeah, well, that was well done by Dylan Marshall. He really attacked the ball in the contest and was able to set O'Neill up with that lovely pass.
Charged at it nicely. O'Neill comes in. You can't miss this one. You just can't. He makes no mistake. That's his first of the afternoon.
Sort of felt they needed that goal, South Croydon, Ray.
Yeah, look, when that chunk of a kick come out of the forward 50 then, and I just questioned some of the Blackburn players. They all just sort of stood there and waited for their teammate to get that ball.
There was a few of them around there. It was just, it was.
But no one seemed to want to.
It was meant to be a spearing pass where there was options, but it floated in between all of them, and credit goes to Marshall, who attacked the football, bounced up nicely for him, popped it back in, bang, game back on.
And indeed it is. 5 points the margin, 8-8-56. Blackburn leads South Croydon 8-3-51 on the Eastland scoreboard. We approach 11 minutes played here in this third term out at Chong Park. Wherever you're listening, rove brilliantly off the tap there by King. Gives a handball now here to Burley. Shakes a couple of tackles. Gives it back now here to King. His kick is a high up and under and straight down the throat there. A Lockie Howe here for Blackburn. Switches the play across the half-back flank. Goes quickly there to Liam Murphy. And he surveys the scene upfield. Decides to go even further down the flank now here to Alia. Hasn't had that many touches this afternoon. Played really well against against Baldwin last week. And he's told to play on now here by the umpire. Puts it onto the left boot up towards the centre wing position, and great mark taken there by both hands by Liam Cox. Kicks it up in towards centre half forward there. Looks like McKernan got dragged down. He's going to get a free kick. He's about 70 from home.
He played that well, McKernan.
McKernan onto the right boot in towards the forward line. A good mark taken by Ben Willis. And just like that, South Croydon have two potential scoring shots inside a minute.
Boundary.
Let's go down boundary side. Thanks to car sales to Penelope Knight.
Look, he's only 18, so he's had a number of touches in the first half of this game, and it's good to see him hopefully get away with getting this goal hopefully across the line for the Doggies and see them come back in front.
Amazing. Hammond shooting for goal to put Blackburn 17 points up. Now Willis shooting to put South Croydon back in front. Gee, how fortunes can change quickly.
Here comes the kick. It's a brilliant kick. Ben Willis has got his first of the afternoon, and he puts South Croydon in front by a point. It's 9-3-57, leading Blackburn 8-8-56. 12.5 gone here in the third term. What a great time to get your first goal as a youngster here for South Croydon.
He's done some good things, Willis, as Penn has noted.
Ray, thoughts? I can see your mind ticking over at 100 miles an hour.
Well, that's why I'm trying to catch up with it, mate.
Well, it's game back on. There's no doubt about that. Doggies have regained the lead. Anzac Day footy at its best. SEN Plus 1377.
The big improvement has been Dan King in this quarter. He has had a heck of that football.
Works tirelessly. Rucks go at it. Quick kick out by Danaher from the stoppage. It was chopped off there. Marshall skewiff kick. He was tackled off the ball, so it almost went backwards there. Gives the advantage here to Blackburn. Liam Murphy kicks towards the Hammond direction. Oh, it was a fair old Russell.
Almost
tussle
took that.
at the top top of the goal square and through. It is rush. Scores are level out here at Cheon Park. 9-3-57 South Croydon. 8-9-57 Blackburn. Here's Steve White.
Almost took that there to Jake Hammond. It would have been a 10 out of 10 if he did. Alia with the spoil over the behind at centre wing. Trying to burst through there at South Croydon. It's rowed brilliantly here by Dorian. His kick in towards the forward 50. Got the set there as Matty Day. What a mark.
Great mark.
Great mark.
And looks to be a little winded after that. But what a great mark there by Matty Day. And he's going to line up from about 25 out if he can catch his breath. And straight in front. And this to give Blackburn the lead after scores are level.
Fair grab.
Already kicked one this afternoon, Matty Day.
He's a bit like that ex-South Australian bloke, Burton, from the Crows.
Yep. I thought you were going to say
Matty Burton, isn't it?
I thought you were going to say Spider Burton from the Dockers, mate. Almost as tall. And in comes Day now. Straight in front, onto the right boot, and onto the scoreboard go Blackburn in terms of 6 points. And they hit the front. 9-9-63 leading South Croydon. 9-3-57. 15 and a half gone on the Eastland scoreboard in this third term.
And we certainly haven't lost one thing out of this game into this second half. The attack on the football is just as fierce as it was early in the first quarter. And if anything's let the game down, Brash, so far today, would be just some inaccurate kicking for goal for both sides.
Exactly. And look, this is hopefully we see this type of contest right throughout the rest of the game, and it goes down to the wire.
Well, we are looking at Premier Division. We would not expect anything less.
Oh, well, we saw a blowout last week.
Ball back in the middle. Halfway through the third term, King went up unopposed that time, palmed it down, Danaher trapped it, got the handball away. Little toe poke still inside that centre square. It's gone really nowhere. Pye's going to come in and bounce the football. Around the grounds this afternoon, if you're at Sylvan and Coldstream, up the mountain, keep the scores coming through at Footy EFL. SEN plus 1377 all afternoon. EFL.org.au around the globe. Kick goes forward now for South Croydon. Birch is out in front. He's kicked a goal already in this game. He sends the ball very long. It goes very deep. They sort of do have the numbers. McKernan copped one on the chin. And it was all fair in love and war. And we will have a ball up only 20 metres out from goal. One straight kick is the difference. Decent old shout by the young fella out in front of us carrying a slab.
Reminds me of a bet I had on EFL Insight this week with Dan Sensic.
It's not shy of those ones as it comes out. King just took it. He had enough time to get the handball away that time. Murphy of the Liam variety, little toe poke out, tried to barge his way through. There was O'Neill, got the handball away. The kick goes goalward. Oh, that is a sensational snap around the body. A fantastic goal there by Joel Burley on the left, wrapping himself around against the flow as well. It was under a fair old bit of pressure. And once again, Wayne Brasher, scores are level.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want at this time of the day. Everything all square. Halfway through the third quarter, both sides are throwing everything at it, and that's what we want.
So 10-3-63 plays 9-9-63 here in this Premier Division clash out here at Chong Park on EFL game day.
Tobin Brothers goal of the day contender, leading the race at the moment, that goal by Burley.
So free kick given here to Matt Jones of South Croydon. He turns around, puts it inside the forward 50, or just shy of it anyway, as Luke O'Neill takes the mark. He's just outside the forward 50, pumps this in towards full forward, and a strong, easy mark for Willis. Well, he's having a great game, is the youngster, and a chance to kick his second right now.
Definition of play in front, miss kick, mark.
First thing they choose a young fella.
So Ben Willis,
who's probably one of the youngest on the field as well.
Just 18 years of age, kicked one just about 5 minutes ago. Looking for his second, he'll line up directly in front, puts it onto the left. Oh, it's as straight as an arrow, and what a great game Willis is having, and that gives South Croydon the lead by 6. 11-3-69, Blackburn 9-9-63, 18 minutes gone on the Eastland scoreboard, third term.
And we go back to the kicker with that ball that came into O'Neill, and Lucas O'Neill, I mean, he's had a pretty good game as well. He's had a lot of the
I think
football.
he's had a very good game.
Yes.
So, wherever you're watching, EFL.org.au, anywhere in the world or on SEN Plus. 1377, it is game on out here at Cheon Park. Kick goes out wide, a chance now for Jaden Cass to pick the football up for the Doggies. Handball over the top, series of handballs. He's going to see them surge forward once again. The kick goes very, very deep. That time it was almost marked again by Willis. He's having a purple patch chopped off there by Parker. He goes out wide, the Burners over the top, looping handball. Xavier Murphy squares it up and they'll just slow things down a little bit. Lawler takes the mark across the half back line. Looking for potentially a switch here. He's going to kick it to a hot spot. It goes up towards the wing position, a 2-on-2 situation. Howe was asking for a free kick. Want was the spoiler that time. Ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Jason Want, Ben, one of your favourites. What a great football story. Coming from 4th Division straight into Division 1 last season or so ago. He's been terrific for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, previous player down at Eastern Line / Fair Park. And then, he's really stepped up to the grade as well and a premiership player at the Dogs.
So here's the kick in towards the half-forward line now here for South Croydon. It's roved almost there by Cass off the deck. Going crashing in there is Willis on the footy. Hand passed out by Vazari. Finally goes back to Vazari. He puts it on to the left. It went through the Dukes there at Burnish. Probably should have taken that one. And looks like we've got a free kick.
Definitely
I would assume.
A high tackle.
Yeah, so just a bit high.
Bartlett now takes the free kick, puts it onto the right in towards the direction of Hammond. He's well manhandled there by a couple of South Croydon players. It's loose footy. Lawler giving chase. Here's his conquer. It evades both of them. Almost went to Hammond via Bathy, and a tackle by Bathy there on Walker in the forward pocket results in a ball up. So Blackburn looking to get that equalising goal. They trail just by 6 points. 20 minutes played as we hit time on now here in the third term. Danaher trying to soccer off the ground there was Conker, and he's put it out of bounds on the full. And Dano King's going to bring it back in now here for South Croydon. Don't forget, Saturday, EFL Game Day starts from 1 p.m. We bring it to you from Templestowe as they take on Boronia in Division 2. Here's the kick now, taken there, almost behind. Looks like it was touched there. Tobin turns around and puts it onto the boot and puts it over the fence. Yeah. Out of bounds on the full. And Blackburn will get a free kick about 70 metres from home.
Are we doing a half-time cross at half-time on Saturday? Somewhere in Hawthorn?
Are we? We'll have to close to Bruce Prest. He's the... as he exits the truck anyway. So here's the kick now by Patterson. His kick in towards the forward 50. Hammond looked like he shoved his man out. Yes, he did. And the Burner's going to get a free kick here. So South Croydon is, excuse me. And 21 minutes played, 6 points the margin here to South Croydon here on SEN Plus, 1377. Short chip pass just over the head of King. They made a meal of it, did the Bulldogs. It's roved now here by Bartlett. He spears this in towards the top of the goal square, just too much for Conker to handle. It spills back down now here to South Croydon, and they look to work it out of the forward pocket. Here's the kick up towards the half back flank now, and taken straight down the throat there of Mackenzie Dorian, one of the Blackburn youngsters. He turns and puts it onto the right boot inside the forward 50, but he made a meal of that one, and South Croydon get the football back and pump it right in towards the centre of the ground. It bounces over Willis's head. Sleeling back there is Cooper. It goes back to Willis. Got to be quick. Gets his hand pass away as the Bulldogs now try to work it away here through Mallison. He goes to the ground after a good tackle by Compton, and we'll have a ball up in the centre of the ground. Quick to move the footy out of their own backline there with South Croydon, but Dorian probably should have done better with that kick. So Howe and Burnage to duel it again. Give that one to Burnage. It's loose now. Danaher gets it onto the left foot now here for Blackburn to centre half forward. Hammond couldn't take the mark. It spills now here to Cox. Shakes a couple of tackles. Gets it out now here to Jason Want. Puts it onto the right boot. Little chip over the top. Finds Walker. Thought about playing on. Decides to go back and spear it in short now here to King. And he's away, and he gives the hand pass out now. Here comes the kick in towards full forward now here for South Croydon. It's going to bounce over King's head, and it's just rushed through. Wow, that was just over the head there of Maxi King, but just rushed through there by Liam Murphy for the Miners score. South Croydon 11-4-70. They lead Blackburn 9-9-63. 22 minutes played here, third term Eastland scoreboard.
It was a 2-point lead to Coldstream over Sylvan at half-time. After an updated score there, our other Anzac Day clash up the mountain as the kick goes out. Hammond was felled upon in the marking contest, received the free kick, and his kick was a shocker. He was finding Vazari, but the ball went out of bounds on the full. Chance now for the Doggies to go forward again. A spearing kick up towards centre half forward. Couldn't quite hit the target. King was in there of the Dano variety. Got a handle on the football. Players screaming for free kicks. They're unbecoming. And we will have a ball up 40 metres out from goal.
We'll have to admit the ball's doing right, left. Lots of angles for both sides when it's bouncing on the turf at the moment. Neither side can really get a good run at it.
I think Brash wants to go and watch some soccer after that.
Hire restarts it now. Ball hits the deck. Quick kick out of the congested area by Patterson. Out towards the wing position. One-on-one contest. That time Walker against Hammond. I mean, Walker won out that time as the handball by Tobin looped across. And a strong tackle there by Anthony Fagan.
I think
for another stoppage.
I think South Croydon have got better value for their money with their inside 50s this quarter.
Knocked down that time by Howe, straight into the arms of Gray. On the left boot, kicks up towards the Hammond direction. Walker's right on his case. Hammond goes after it again. He basically threw it away. Very lucky to get away with that. Blackburn still going forward now. Charging out in front was Marshall, wrapped up like a mummy, and sees the ball over the boundary line and out half forward line for Blackburn.
Brash, just going back to your comment there, I think a lot of that is they're becoming Hammond conscious. There are other forwards. Just occasionally you've got to go to somebody else.
He has been playing up the ground the last few minutes or so, but he has made his way back into the yard. Charging through was Jordan Walker for the South Croydon side. Almost a throw there by Sochio. Ball goes in towards a Hammond direction. He got down low. It looked like it was out of bounds on the full. Umpire has said that is exactly what happened. Dale Walker, short pass on. They're putting themselves under pressure.
Oh, dearie me.
And they certainly have done that. The kick has gone across the face of goal. It will be a shot on goal now for Ryan Bathy, who's kicked one goal today.
But I think he's been well held, though. I think South Croydon have done a good job on him.
Yeah, they have.
Well, he earned a freebie here, and Class Act should go back and make something of this. It's a difficult kick, so whether he goes to check side, do you run around and go on the left, or do you just line up and kick the ball straight and hope that it goes where you want it to? So he looks like he's going to go straight at it here, the big man. Starts his approach in the cricket nets. Right in front of the Red Jackets. He comes in now, shoots towards goal, goes across the face. He goes right across the face. It's kick to kick across the face of the Blackburn goal at the moment, out of bounds on the full. It is no change to the score. It's a 7-point lead to South Croydon on the Eastland scoreboard. Hope you're enjoying EFL Game Day on SEM Plus 1377.
The South Croydon will bring the ball back in now through Liam Cox. He pumps this one out towards the half-back flank. Plenty of players sitting under it. Hale with the spoil. Elliott's going to try and beat it over the boundary line. He can't. And we'll have a boundary throw in far side of the ground, about 70 metres from home for the Blackburn Footy Club. 7 points to margin, as you just heard. Burnage and Howe about to do battle yet again in the ruck. Howe got muscled out of that contest. Going for a bit of a ride there was Kieran Gray in the tackle. He relies a tackle off his own in return, but umpire said we'll have a ball up. Just the one other game, Sylvan and Coldstream out at Sylvan this afternoon in Division 4. This Howe won the tap out kick. He's got high up and under in the direction of Fagan and couldn't take it one-handed, but rode brilliantly there by Sochio. Puts it onto the right boot, up and under it is, but taken going back with a brilliant mark there by James Crowell. And he puts it back now in towards centre wing. Under it is Cox, couldn't take it, went through his hands and Mallison's hands, but the South Croydon have 1v4. Great tackle there, and winning the footy. Good tackle there from Parker, and he wins the footy back here in centre wing. Fagan wants to play on, but told to bring it back.
Tad too cheeky.
Parker dead on centre wing, near side of the ground. With that 27 minutes played now here in this third term, pumps it onto the right boot in towards the direction of Hammond. 2-on-1. Good spoil there from South Croydon, and Gray can't keep that one in for Blackburn, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
A three-quarter time from Sylvan and Coldstream. Sylvan 6 goals 15 51. Coldstream 9-5 59.
Let's go boundary side to Penelope Knight for car sales.
Look, there's a lot of hands on knees down here, boundary side. Looks like the legs are tiring out there and in this heat, as I keep saying, so the rotations are still on fire for both sides.
Thanks, Penelope. The kick now up towards the centre square. Trying to burst through there was McKernan for South Croydon. Parker on hands and knees, gets the hand pass out, finds a teammate there in Faulkner. He swings around onto the right boot in towards the half-forward line. Bounces for no one, but then it comes out here to Kieran Grabe. Just chips it over the top there, hoping Bathy can run onto it with the diving spoil there was Marshall, but it goes over the boundary line. Did enough to take it away from Conker, and we'll have a boundary throw in deep in the forward pocket here for Blackburn.
Dylan Marshall's done a good job going on Luke Conker and really shut down his influence.
Burnage goes up in the ruck against Sochio, who took it out and got boot to ball but pushed it right. It was a good go there for Blackburn. Did well to work himself to the front and take that. Minor score is the result on the Eastland scoreboard. 29 minutes tick over. It's the third term they call the Premiership quarter, only a few rounds in. Anzac Day footy at its best. It's 1 goal the difference. The home side, South Croydon, they lead this one 11-4, 70 to 9, 10, 64. Just waiting for the ball to come back into play. So South Croydon will just be happy to hold things up a little bit. This last moment or so as a spearing pass goes out in towards the middle of the ground, almost running away. There was Sochio and he played on and he got pinged for it as well. It's not often you even see that being paid by the umpire. There's usually a bit of benefit of doubt in there. Handball comes out. Here's Jones. Got the handball away. That worked out well. Tobin on the right boot out towards the Eastland scoreboard right in front of the Vodafone sign out there. Coverage gets better and better as the kick goes up towards the half-forward line now. Dano King was sitting at the back. He was waiting for it to spill over the top. It might still go that way. Strong tackle. They've got the numbers now, the Burners. This way, that way by Faulkner. Through the middle of the ground. Linking up in handball. Sochio drives the ball towards the Hammond direction. He used his body nicely. He was a little bit wrong-footed in the end. The paint is going to beat all players over the boundary line. She goes for a boundary throw in 30 metres out from the Blackburn goals. 30 and a half minutes tick by.
There was another opportunity, I thought, went begging there.
Yeah, they had when you come running through the centre like that and your forward line's wide open, sometimes maybe not kick it to the contest.
Just go for home.
Yep.
Burnage wins the tap there for South Croydon. Doing the roving there was Tobin. Dragged down and a good tackle there by Danaher. It comes back now out. Now here to Danaher. He puts it onto the left and he's kicked it! Right on the siren. Right on half-time, Ben Danaher's got one here for Blackburn, and it is all square. 10-10-70 plays 11-4-70 out here at Cheong Park. You could not ask for a more dramatic scoreline with 20 minutes and change to play here out at Cheong Park. Out is EFL Premier Division clash between South Croydon and Blackburn. Anzac Day footy here this afternoon.
Major goal kickers on the ground for South Croydon. 4 goals to the big man Maxi King and 2 to Ben Willis, who's really stood up, the young 18-year-old. 3 goals to Jakey Hammond, who's presented here, there and everywhere for Blackburn, and 2 goals to Matty Day. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 1377 SEN Plus, and of course streaming live around the globe on efl.org.au. 3 down, 1 to go. We can't wait. It's all square out here at Cheong Park, right here on EFL Game Day.
Hi, it's Tim Watson, the all...
And you're clear, 4 minutes.
With amazing offers across a great range of vehicles now. See your local Toyota dealer today or search Toyota Value online to learn more.
Toyota's still feeling it with amazing offers across a great range of vehicles now. See your local Toyota dealer today or search Toyota Value online to learn more. A smash in Vermont Canterbury Road between Heatherdale Road and Baronia Road, 1-2 in Sunbury, Longtan Avenue and Elizabeth Drive, and works continue on the Princess at Werribee. Smaller lanes, speed down to 60 and yellow markings around Duncan's Road. Spend More, Get More is on now at Freedom. Spend $1,000 and get a $150 gift card. Hurry, ends Monday. Spend More, Get More, that's Freedom. That's the latest traffic on 1377 SEN Plus.
The award-winning Crunch Time, Saturday from 11 on SEN. Try ignoring this. The Hyundai Tucson Active X from $30,990 drive away, plus $1,500 of free accessories. For deals you can't ignore, see your Hyundai dealer today. Breakfast with Gary and Tim. Weekdays from 6 on SEN.
Volkswagen double take deals end April 30. Hurry in to get the Golf Trendline from $25,990 drive away. Conditions and exclusions apply. See volkswagen.com.au.
Hi, it's Tim Watson. The all-new SEN app is here. Update now or download today. Paying too much on your mortgage? Go to Joust, the only real-time mortgage auction site. Watch banks battle live for your home loan. Visit joust.com.au.
SEN Footy streaming live and exclusively on the all-new SEN app.
Get every room sorted at IKEA with 20% off selected wardrobe, bathroom and children's storage. Visit IKEA Richmond or Springvale and save. But hurry, offer ends Monday.
The Captain's Run with Kane Corns. Tomorrow from 9 on SEN.
Hello, I'm Max for the Family Peace Foundation. I wish Mum and Dad wouldn't drink as much as they do. It's not that they get really drunk. I know they love us all, but it's just not the same when they drink too much. Sometimes it's Mum, sometimes it's Dad, and sometimes it's both of them. If only they would try. Our family life would be so much better. Family Peace. Do it for your kids.
At Charlie Battisti & Company, perfection is at the heart of everything we do. Bring your prestige German vehicles to us for repair, and you will experience the next level in service. Our workshop is specifically designed to meet manufacturers' specifications. Our equipment is approved by prestige manufacturers, and we have access to online repair techniques live from Germany. For over 30 years, Melburnians have trusted Charlie Battisti & Company, so if the unthinkable happens to your prestige German vehicle, we can help. charliebattisti.com.au.
Unreal highlights, amazing achievements, history being made. It's all happened at the mighty MCG. Take a guided tour and go behind the scenes. Check out the change rooms, the MCC Reserve, and even step out onto the ground. Visit mcg.org.au/tours for more.
These undies that I'm holding are no ordinary undies. In fact, they're ovaries. Because on May 8th, World Ovarian Cancer Day, you're going to wear them over your pants. Like a true hero. 100% of the profits will go to Ovarian Cancer Australia to fight Australia's deadliest female cancer. So, start saving lives and buy your ovaries in-store or online today at Bonds or Bras and Things. It's time for overreaction.
I'm Gerard Waitley. On the back of this festival of football, David King runs a pivotal Monday means test.
When was the last time Carlton had to worry about who they were leaving out? That there just sums up where they're at right now.
Plus Robert Craddock. Join me Monday from 9.
Powered by a 100% Australian electricity and gas retailer. That's Red Energy. Switch today. The all-new BMW X5. Now at Doncaster.
10 seconds.
On SEN.
SEN Footy.
Here we go. Putting your mic on in a sec. Just hang on.
Let's head back and go local for your footy.
Okay, go for
Guys,
it.
are you there?
And welcome back to EFL Game Day here on SEN Plus 1377, wherever you're listening and tuning into around Australia on this Anzac Day, Thursday afternoon. And what a game we've got here out at Geelong Park. It's South Croydon 11-4-70 down to Blackburn 10-10-70. And before we go any further, let's go down to our boundary rider for car sales, Penelope Knight.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Brendan. You came out firing in that third quarter and you finished it with a great kick there right on the siren. What's the message going forward to try and get away with this win?
It's just after quarter time, it's been a real grind and we just need to keep grinding away. Obviously, their coach should be telling them that we're on a 6-day break, we're going to run out of legs, but we really need to play on our terms. We're getting on top of stoppage. Just need a bit of quality clearance and get in quickly to our forwards. If we can get coupled in front, we should be able to play on our terms. But they're going to want this, and we haven't won it in 3 years, so we want it as well.
Good luck, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, Penelope. Doing a great job this afternoon. So scores all square here at Geelong Park. And fellas, a quick recap of what we've had so far.
Well, it's been a ripping contest between both sides. South Croydon, they're desperate. Look, they want to win.
Yep.
Let's make no bones about it. They need to win. On the other hand, Blackburn want to maintain the early season momentum that they've got. It's going to be a fascinating finish because it's just going to come down to who's going to deliver the ball better now into their forward 50 and make hay while the sun shines, because there's going to come a time where one side's going to take
Fitness
it.
can come into it as well, and we know that Blackburn have had the shorter break.
They have.
That's what worries me about Blackburn. Where are they going to go the distance?
So just the one other game being played in the EFL this afternoon at three-quarter time. It's Coldstream 9-5-59, leading Sylvan 6-15-51 up there in Sylvan.
Battle of the Cats.
Indeed, and the rest of the EFL round 3 will be played this Saturday, and we'll be bringing you Templestowe and Boronia from 1 o'clock. Tune in on SEN 1377 plus, SEN plus, and well, all square out here at South Croydon and Blackburn. We are set for a ripper finish. It's going to get the finish hopefully this game has deserved, as Burnage and Howe will duel in the ruck. Burnage gets the leap and the ball, gets it down to King. His kick went straight up and under. Burnage punches it forward straight into the hands there of Liam Murphy. It's taken here by Dorian. Quick kick around the body, just bounces, and it looks like it's going to beat all comers over the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Dead centre wing, far side of the ground.
Going to be actually difficult, Brash, to pick our votes for the Eastland Player of the Day as well. It's almost who's going to stand up in this last term and take out the prize.
Exactly right. You're right on there.
In comes the throw. Burnage wins the tap again. It's pumped onto the right boot in towards the forward line for South Croydon. Going back with it was Compton. Couldn't get it on the third. Graham gets it off the deck, but he's pretty well tackled there by Paddy Rosier. He appeals for holding the ball, but umpire says no, we'll have a ball up.
Boundary.
Let's go down boundary side to Penelope Knight for car sales.
So it appears that the key message coming from the Doggies team was that the focus was on obviously clearing this, getting the centre clearances and just moving it into the forward centre quickly.
Quick kick around the body, thanks Penelope, and to Mark, almost taken by Willis. He's on to the left, and he's missed to the right. Well, Ben Willis, he's hit a purple patch, and well, that's turned red a little bit there. But just the minor score, 11-5-71, leads Blackburn 10-10-70. A minute gone here in this final quarter on the Eastland scoreboard.
Well, would have set the crowd alight, wouldn't it? Had to manage to put that one through for his third. Kick goes into the middle of the ground, went straight down the throat of Maxi King. He dropped it, kick came out. Walker's kick was smothered. Blackburn scramble their way forward up towards the half forward line. Leading out in the race that time was Warren. Got a timely fist on it, gained 20 metres or so sideways, and over the boundary line it goes, right underneath the Eastland scoreboard, seeing South Croydon lead by one solitary point, 11-5-71 to 10-10-70. Nearly every supporter went out onto the ground at three-quarter time. One of the great sights to see at local football was a kick by Howe, squared it up. Blackburn go forward, bouncing football right towards the goal line. Just trying to trap the ball in. Somehow getting boot to ball there was Lawler. And has it gone out of bounds on the full?
No, it's gone out of bounds, I believe.
Yes.
Looks like it could be a throw-in. Everyone's involved in this one. Boundary umpire was right on point there.
And your mate, Big Dave Parker, the goal umpire, was right over it too, mate.
Not uncommon for Dave to get a radio game. The umpire throws it in now. Well, beat all players then, so a chance here for Danaher, who's gang tackled into the ground. Tobin and Dan King making sure he was going nowhere, and we'll have a ball up 30 metres out from the Blackburn goal line. Howe, big fly over the top there. King from the stoppage. Quick kick out, and that's worked out okay here. Linking up there, Warren. It was just a hot football for him. He trapped it, got the handball away. It's an intercept, so the kick goes back inside the Blackburn forward line. Underneath it was the big man, Nathan Burnage, who I thought took the mark. The umpire said play on. Now it's a chance for Blackburn. Lawler on the right boot. Can he curl it back, Lawler? He can't. Pushed it through to the right-hand side. Just for something different. Scores are level out here at Cheong. 3.5 minutes into this final term. 71 apiece.
Pumping the ball out now is Tobin. Got a good 60 metres or 50 and at least on that kick. And the mark taken by Matty Jones on the half-back blank now here for South Croydon. Far side of the ground. Well, made a meal of that. Straight down Parker's throat for Blackburn. And he's on true centre wing position on the far side of the ground, looking for options upfield. Just pokes it onto the right, finds Dorian. And he in turn goes short. A little bit of an up and under there to Gray. He took the mark regardless and puts it in towards the forward 50. Good punch from behind there by Warren. It's gone back out now here to South Croydon on the half-back flank. Stopping and propping there was Jaden Cass. Nice little short pass and a good mark under pressure taken there. I believe that was it's Dale Walker. No, sorry, excuse me, it's Luke O'Neill. And he's right on the half-back flank now here for South Croydon. Just
been very good.
Chips it over the top. Good mark and good jukes there by Birch. Already kicked one so far this afternoon. He plays on quickly, puts it onto the right boot, up towards the half-forward line. Big move by King, couldn't drag it down. And Blackburn have the numbers. Howe's kick is a little bit of a shocker, but manages to atone for it. A good mark taken there by Max Otten. Switches the play across now here for Vazari. Time and space available on the far side of the ground here for Blackburn. They kick it up towards centre half back, and a mark taken there by Howe, and Burnage has just given away 25. Silly play. And we're trying to make a nuisance of him. So it's going to be the 450. Oh, dearie me, Burnage. Not the time and place to be giving away penalties like that. And just on the edge of the centre square at centre half forward now, here is Howe. His short chip pass, and well, he's made a meal of that. Straight down the throw to Liam Cox.
So Cox is happy to take off, kick it out wide. They've turned over a few ones. Maybe players are getting tired. Dorian had a little handball back. A chance for Blackburn to go forward again. Kick was smothered. Cooper chopped that off. Got the handball away underneath the Eastland scoreboard. Here's Birch now. Linked up. Put his teammate Matty Jones under a lot of pressure. Rode the tackle okay. Scrambly kick further afield. Nicely done there by Willis in the front spot. He wants the boundary line and you are gone.
Good tackle there by Patterson.
A great tackle and inside the line and justly rewarded. So, bit of a floating kick, which almost could have gone on the full. It has gone on the full as well. So, a few errors eking into this game.
Yeah, I think the fatigue is starting to set in here.
So O'Neill, again, gives it everything he's got. It went as high as it did long nearly. King came over the back, stopped there by Compton. Little handball over the top. Max King did nicely there, got the handball away. He's Cass up towards the half forward line. Here's Willis. Willis goes goalward, kicks it to the top of the square, over the back. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Roby the pack Rosier, you little beauty. It was a 2-on-1. He played the back position there. Then 2-finger salute from the goal umpire. They've got some breathing space. It's only one straight kick though. They'd worked hard for that one. And on the Eastland scoreboard, 12-5-77 South Croydon to Blackburn 10-11-71. 7 minutes gone, final term.
There was a slight moment of hesitation there from Anthony Fagan, and that was all Rosier needed, that quick 2 metres to swoop on the ball.
But Brash, I've just been watching the players overall. When the players are running forward, the Blackburn guys are certainly getting stressed with that short break because they're not moving anywhere near as quick as the South Croydon boys.
That was Rosier's first of the afternoon here in the fourth quarter, as Howe and Burnage go at it at the ruck again at the centre bounce. Picked up and brilliantly roved up there by Nicholas Evans. His kick Grubbers in towards the forward 50. Overran it there did Patterson, but he managed to get it back. It's taken now here by Cox. His quick handball goes now here to Jaden Cass. Kicks it just into the ground. It's taken here by Vazari. He's taken to ground just on the arc of the 50 and we'll have a ball up.
Whilst Howe has done a power of work in the ruck, I reckon his timing, his leap has been a little bit off this afternoon.
Maxi King doing the rucking there for South Croydon. Murphy got the hand pass out now here to Dorian. His kick gains about 30 metres and a pretty comfortable mark taken here on the centre wing position by Maxi Warren. And he's looking for targets upfield, can't find any, so he just pumps it long inside the forward 50. Plenty of players converging. McKernan couldn't drag it down. Danaher could. Goes back to go forwards. Blackburn's kick now comes up towards centre wing. Good fist over the top there from Matty Day. Picked up by Sochio. His hand pass now here to Danaher. Blackburn switched the play across the field. Here's Pete Alia now. Plenty of time and space. Maybe played on a little too quick, but steadies the ship. Gets a nice kick in towards Bathy. Bathy's about 75-80 from home. He swings around, puts it onto the right boot. Right in towards full forward. One-on-one contest. Conker muscled out.
That was not a high percentage kick. They had players free on the half forward line and the kick went to a 2-on-1 situation.
And not only that, but
a height advantage as well.
The one was coming up to his knees, that was all.
Cox's kick now to a contest. Well, claiming he was held there was Matty Jones. It was hand passed out now here by Blackburn. Trying to avoid a tackle there is Hammond. Looks forward now there for his teammate there in Bartlett. Gets a hand pass over the top. Check side kick. Oh, they've kicked it! What an absolute ripper there from Blackburn. That was Matty Day's third goal of the afternoon. And Blackburn now scores a level. What do you know? 12-5-77, Blackburn 11-11-77. 9.5 gone on the Eastland scoreboard out here at Cheong Park.
It's just going to come down to who makes the least mistakes, I reckon. That's where it's at. Because both sides are giving it, they're throwing everything at it, but it's just going to come down to who makes the least mistakes.
And South Croydon at the moment are turning the ball over far more than Blackburn.
What a spectacle on Anzac Day. Premier Division at its best. Two powerful clubs.
So much on the line for both clubs here.
High to restart it now. Big fly over the top there by Burnage. He flicked it back looking for King, whose handball was okay. Want ran after it. On the right boot now, surges it up towards the half-forward line. It was a floater. The retaliation will come from the Blackburn side up towards the wing position, which was one of the biggest throws you have ever seen. Dorian drives the ball long, looking for Hammond, getting back in the nick of time. Cox was there. He was happy to see it over.
Something like a crow throw, wasn't it?
Oh, dearie me.
It was a rugby pass that Craig Bellamy would have been proud of. As the kick comes in now for South Croydon, back pocket, they need to work themselves out of this danger zone. Poke it around. King on the right boot. Gone from pocket to pocket here. It's a risky kick out. Bathy put his body on the line, the big man, then tapped it back. Very clever. Dorian, he got dispossessed. He should have almost been pinged there. He was. So free kick going the way of Dan Cooper across the half back line. He's got eyes sideways. Suggestion from the crowd means that he should kick it along the wing, and he does just that now. Drives the ball up towards the half-forward line or thereabouts at the forward ball. They've got the numbers. Here's Mallison through the middle of the ground, squares things up. They got the link over the top handball. This is working well. Here's Matty Jones. Thinks about it. Gets tackled. Just gets the handball away. Evans was there for support. Good pressure by the Blackburn side. Nicely done there by Alia on the opposite. Squeezed to kick up nicely there to Lawler, who takes the mark. They're off now to the races. Out wide goes towards Conker, who takes the mark. So they've worked the ball forward well here. Blackburn as the kick goes in towards the Hammond direction. 4 players to beat in the end. The Doggies had the numbers. Here's one. Pokes it over the top into the safe hands of Dan Cooper. Another chance for the Doggies to get out of that danger zone. Strong mark. Jordan Walker takes it. I'll take a breath, and Steve Vital
take over. Here's Walker now just inside the back pocket now here for South Croydon. Just under 12 minutes played here in this final term out at Cheong Park. A long probing kick in towards centre wing. Plenty of Blackburn players there. Dragged down there by O'Neill for South Croydon. He was tackled high there by Vazari. At the umpire. Play on. He does. Here's McKernan now. Short right boot. Well, went to a contest. Willis was outgunned. And could have taken his time, one could argue there.
Kick.
As Faulkner has it now here for Blackburn. Switches the play straight to centre half back. And Blackburn just looking to settle the play down. As they lead by 1 point here, 11-12-78. There's Xavier Murphy's kick now out towards his brother Liam. He takes the mark on the half-back flank, far side of the ground. Fagan's calling for it in the centre of the ground. Murphy decides to go back to his brother, back to a contest where the umpire said...
Well, he was very lucky there.
Yeah. So living dangerously. They've run a free kick here at centre half-back, have Blackburn. It's Murphy to take it of the Xavier variety. Kicks it out towards centre wing to Jake Hammond. So a long way from his usual habitat there in the full forward. And well, his kick was dangerous, but Socio had safe hands as O'Neill was lurking there on the doorstep. Socio now, his short little chip pass finds Alia. And they're about 70 from home now, Blackburn. Far side of the ground on the half-forward flank. Alia puts it onto the right boot. Long probing kick, but it's all South Croydon.
Nice
mark! Going back with a flight, Jake Hammond.
Play on.
Oh, it's been played on. Must have been touched off the kick of Alia.
He's actually come from nowhere. I thought he grabbed this.
Yeah,
no, he took the mark. It was touched off the boot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Alia's kick there on the half-forward flank was touched. Oh, well, that would have been mark of the day there for Jake Hammond. Here's a kick, the tap one there by Hammond. It's rode brilliantly here by Conker. He walks into an open goal, and there's 6 for the Blackburn Footy Club. That's his second of the afternoon, and Blackburn extend their lead. 12-12-84. They lead South Croydon 12-5-77. 14 minutes gone here in the fourth term, but we've got a conversation here between the field umpires and the goal umpires. I'm sure they're going to... Oh, it was touched. So
no,
all
it wasn't
happened.
touched. I think it's a poster. I don't understand what's happened there.
Yeah, quite a long conversation.
There was no
between-
tapping of the post by Dave Parker, the goal umpire, but it's been given a behind.
Well, the plot thickens.
Unbelievable scenes out here. It's 2 points is the margin. Kick goes in towards the Hammond direction. Here's take 2 for Conker. Handball over the top. They still look like they might have the numbers charging throughout their day. Handball was chopped off. Now the Doggies a chance to just get it out of that danger zone. A thumping kick out wide. Murphy of the Liam variety got one hand on it over the boundary line. He goes for a boundary throw in.
It's almost like Blackburn are throwing the kitchen sink here, Ray.
Yeah, all-out effort.
They're searching for victory here, Blackburn.
Well, it's got to be one of the greatest misses ever. As the kick comes by Cooper around the body in towards the middle of the ground. Who wants this football? Sun got in player's eyes, you would have thought at that time. Fresh air shot by Burley. He got brought to ground. Umpire said play on. Stacks on the mill. We'll have a ball up right in the middle of Cheon Park. SEN plus 1377 this afternoon. EFL.org.au. Wherever you're watching around the globe. This game is an absolute belter charging through. The Dogs go forward again. Kick was smothered off the boot. Every little bit of meterage helps as it comes out towards the Mallison direction, gets towards the top of the goal square. Behind the play there was Birch. He can't keep it in. Left forward pocket will have a boundary throw in. 15 metres out from the South Croydon goal line. 15 and a half minutes gone in this final term. It's tense around the ground. There's no doubt about that. Comes in now. Howe almost took it. Palmed it down in front. Max King to the top of the goal square. Little kick off the ground. Almost there. Done there by Birch. It goes forward again and it's hit the pine, the bottom of the pine. And one behind results, which also means a 1 point ball game on the Eastland scoreboard. 78-79. Blackburn holds sway.
So Blackburn just trying to slowly move it out of their back line, excuse me. And well told to play on they are now. Here's the kick up towards the half-back flank. 2 Dogs players, one of them Max King and the other one was Liam Cox. And King going to take that mark. He's about 70 clicks from home. And well, he may as well make it 80 with that run-up. Puts it onto the right boot now. Pumps it right back in towards the forward 50. Blackburn have the numbers up the bottom of the ball. But picked up now and pumped out there by Bazari by the right boot. But going back brilliantly there was Cox. He plays on quickly by the left boot, trying to centre the footy. Trying to take it on the first bounce there is Matty Jones. Did well there, did Blackburn. And they move it out of their back line now. And a long tobing kick in towards the direction of Hammond coming over the top. Marshall with a great spoil and a great read. Gets a kick now out towards the centre wing. Croydon have the numbers, run down almostly. There was Marshall. He puts it in towards the forward 50, but it's all Blackburn. And Dorian takes a courageous mark going back with the flight. Just steadies the ship now here for the Panthers. 17 minutes gone now here in this final term out here at Cheong Park. His kick now out towards the wing. Burnage gets the fist on it and sees it over the boundary line for a boundary throw. Wow. 1 point ball game here. We couldn't have asked for a better finish, could we? Absolutely not. And just the one other game, Sylvan and Coldstream keep that score coming in. As the tap, but the boundary throwing went over everyone's head. It's grabbed off the bounce there by Socho. He's grabbed in turn by Walker and we'll have another ball up.
1-3 to 1-2 in the opening 18 minutes. Just shows you how tough this contest really has been in this last quarter.
It's 12-6-78, plays 11-13-79. The Blackburn Football Club with a 1 point advantage and a good tackle there by Xavier Murphy and a little bit of a grind here in the last minute or so as opposed to the free-flowing action we've seen in the last couple of minutes. Burnage, his wins the tap, roved there brilliantly by Cass. His kick was partially smothered. Another tackle, that's Dorian that time getting wrapped up and we'll have yet another ball up.
Right in front of the grandstand side here. Crowd getting right into this game. They have all day. There's a kicker up by Socio from the stoppage. Bouncing football. Trapped there by Crowell, who's quickly wrapped up. He's going to get pinged there.
Are you joking?
Tried to bash his way through.
I'll tell you what, prior opportunity was limited, but...
I agree with you. There was no chance for him to get rid of that.
Kick now by Blackburn up towards the Hammond direction. He's got 3 players to beat once again. A little handball by Burnage. It comes out wide. He's king of the Dano variety and up and under one up towards the wing position. really difficult one for players to mark that one. Trapped by Liam Patterson. He's brought to ground and we'll have a ball up. Tensions are high.
Yes, free kick.
1 point's the margin. A free kick to Patterson.
Yes.
He's going to waste no time either. Thump the ball inside, looking for Baffy. 3 players to beat that time. Watt came in from the side, was happy to see it over the boundary line and out just inside the forward arc for the Blackburn Football Club, leading this game by 1 point. 19 and a half minutes gone in the final term. SEM plus 13.77. Pye throws it up now. Danaher at the fall. The ball just somehow worked his way through. King got the handball away. It looks like the red side are looking good here. Gray step around the body by Gray. He got the handball. They had the numbers front and centre. And now they're back out to a 7-point lead. The Blackburn Football Club on the Eastland scoreboard. 12-13, 85 to 12-6, 78. 3 players at the front. They basically raffled it, and a great finish there by Gray.
Exactly what you needed there. Everyone in the right positions at the right time.
Yep.
Wow, 7 points the margin as we head into time on.
But the way this game's been played,
yes.
you wouldn't expect South Croydon to be laying down. They'll be wanting a quick goal in response.
Absolutely not, as here comes a touch there by Hal. Rose brilliantly there by King, got his foot to the ball. It moves out now here to Dorian, and he puts it back now out towards centre wing. It's a bouncing footy, taken well by Want, but he's tackled, and well tackled indeed. And lucky to get away with that.
He didn't really make that much attempt to get rid of it then.
Yeah, as Matty Bartlett there laying the tackle. And
he fell down all right.
7 points the margin. Fifth umpire Wayne Brasher here providing the inside as that one held again on centre wing. So as I said, just the one other game, Sylvan and Coldstream, close, surely approaching a full time out there.
Yeah, you'd think so.
As the tap one there by Burnage, it's picked up now here by Howell right off the ruck. He's slung to the ground and we'll have yet another ball up.
What do you reckon the quarter goes? 26, 27 minutes?
They've actually been pretty long quarters for the whole afternoon.
Only because there hasn't been many goals kicked in this quarter.
There's the tap there from Howell, and it's going to go straight back to the umpire. And another ball up.
But there's been a lot of stoppages, Brash. That's it, you know. Probably more stoppages this in the first half of the whole game.
Plenty of time left for both sides.
As Blackburn, they win this footy now. It breaks open a little bit, straight into the hands there of Bartlett. His kick up in towards the direction of Bathy. Oh, good mark going back with a flight there by Crowell. And he's just going to settle things down and look for a teammate to upload the football to. And he does so exactly that to Walker. Got a quick kick away before it was smothered. Right up towards centre wing, near side of the ground. Birch was there, but Dorian was there as well. Couldn't take it cleanly. It's taken brilliantly there by Rosier off the scrum. And it's, well, flung to the ground there is Willis.
What a tackle there by Patterson.
Great tackle there by Patterson, and we'll have a ball up dead on centre wing, near side of the ground. 22 minutes played out here in this fourth term out at Cheong Park on an EFL game day. Burnage won the tap. King trying to do the roving and went appealed for a free. Nothing forthcoming. Dorian now. His kick in towards the forward 50. One-on-one contest. Hammond almost took that one one-handed. Walker got that one out to his teammate there in Crowell. It's a hot footy. Want evades the tackle. He's collected late, and they're going to be a free kick downfield. As Marshall has it now in the back pocket, switches the play across the back line. The target there is Liam Cox. Got a bit of a run on now. Here, puts it onto the left boot, up towards centre wing, far side of the ground. Kick was a bit of a shocker. Compton did well to win that footy and get it up now here to Fagan. Tried to tap it up straight into the hands here of Cox. The Dogs have numbers. Here's Cox. Kick right in towards the forward 50. Target there was Maxi King. Couldn't take it. Willis roved it brilliantly. Then he's taken it ground. King gets wrapped up there. Good tackle applied there by Otten. Loose footy. Socho does the roving. He gets slung to ground. His kick is out on the full, and the Dogs will have a kick from about 55, 60 from home.
Here's Cass. They're 2 kicks from home. They trail by 7 points. It's important to get a major. You just got to kick it to the hot spot, but not to the ruckman of the opposition. Lachlan Howe gets underneath it. So Howe had a really good game. Kicks the ball long, gets it out. It was out towards the Hammond direction, who's poked himself up. The Dogs at the fall, the ball. They had the numbers at the back the kick was smothered. Now he opens up an opportunity here. Lawler for Blackburn snaps around the body, bouncing football. Foot races on, brilliantly done by Murphy. He knocked it towards the Conton direction, and then who laid a brilliant tackle as well. Umpire is not going to pay that one, but geez, they held it up. That forward pressure by Blackburn just to keep it in that attacking zone. Sensational. 24 minutes tick on. Every second that goes by is valuable, and they're looking the goods here, the Burners at the moment. Here is Fagan on the left. Fagan! That should be enough. Blackburn, fantastic goal on the left from the paint to 50 to set the Red Jackets alight out here at Cheon Park, and they lead by 13 points. Almost 25 minutes gone in this final term. What a sensational goal that was. They worked hard for, and that forward pressure that I talked about just to keep it in there, that was the clincher.
And we have a final score. Coldstream have won by 16 points. Coldstream 13 goals, 886. Defeated Sylvan 822-7.
Bad kicking.
Anthony Fagan, Tobin brother, goal of the day. Lock it in. He's getting the voucher, the $50 Coles Myer voucher this afternoon.
And to be spent at BWS, no doubt. 13.91, 12.678.
Well, no, they're Woolworths, mate.
Sorry,
so
all right, so
you got it
cross
wrong.
plug. Excuse me, Dan Murphy's.
No, that's still Woolworths.
That's still Woolworths, right. I'm going to get the corporate structure right one day. Here we go. Here's the kick out of centre, up towards centre half forward in the direction there of Hammond. The ball misses both of them. Knocked over there by Lawler. Here's the kick back in towards the forward 50. It's 2v1. Getting to it. Oh, mark! Matthew Day is having a big day out.
Tell you what, he's taken some good marks today.
And he will go and line up from about 35 out directly in front. Man, he'd have to be a contender for player of the day, I'd say.
I think it'll be all over if he puts this one through.
So he's already kicked 3 this afternoon, 2 in the third quarter, 1 this quarter. And this one to put the game beyond doubt, you would think, for the Panthers.
Write it down.
Here's Day, moves in. Off the right boot, it's good. Not a very good kick, and it's just the 1 point. 13-14-92, South Croydon 12-6-78.
They've wrecked it for you commentators today, haven't they?
I think we've wrecked it for ourselves a couple of times.
Where's the theatre?
Hasn't been for you, Blakes.
Doggies. It's going to be too hard for them. They're going to try everything. They're going to not fail in trying, but the siren sounds. And he was spot on, Wayne Brasher. 26.5-minute final term. And what an epic clash it was out here today. Blackburn are victors. They are undefeated in 2019 and looking pretty much the ones to beat at this early stage. 13-14-92 Blackburn to South Croydon. A gallant South Croydon 12-6-78. The major goal kickers on the ground for Blackburn. 3 to Jake Hammond and also 3 to Matty Day. 2 goals to Luke Conker and a couple of those very timely as well. Maxi King, he kicked 4 early goals for South Croydon. Couldn't really get amongst them in the second half. And Ben Willis, who really stood up, the young 18-year-old for the South Croydon side, he kicked 2 goals. Final margin out here is 14 points. What a sensational clash it was out here on Anzac Day.
Yeah, look, you couldn't ask for a better game. You know, South Croydon, they jumped out of the blocks in the first quarter. There was no doubt about that. But by half-time, Blackburn got themselves back into the game. And in the second half, it was just... Look, it's been fitting for Anzac Day because it was a real battle after half-time, I thought, and both the side that's lost is unlucky to lose, but that's football, and you look at the scoreline and people will say, there's a bit of a margin there, but it was only in the last 2 minutes of the game that they really broke away.
Sometimes, like you said, Ray, if you're watching the game, 14 points is nothing really in the overall contest, but an important win for Blackburn. They now have an 8-day break, and then their next assignment is up against the juggernaut of Vermont, but they're not going to be overawed, I can guarantee you.
Let's go boundary side for car sales to Penelope Knight.
So I'm down here with Matthew Day. It was a fantastic game, and I think there in the third quarter you must have taken mark of the year. It was absolutely brilliant. You picked 3 goals for the match. Anzac Day. What does it feel like? Talk me through it.
Yeah, awesome, Mark. Good win. First year, so I heard that we haven't won this game for about 3 years, so it was awesome to get the win for the boys, and on Anzac Day it just makes it all the more better. It was really good.
Absolutely. Coming off last week's win as well, was there, I guess, a bit of tight legs, obviously, coming only 6-day turnaround? What's the feeling? Were you guys maybe really pushing it there hard at the end, or...?
Yeah, we've recovered really well. Everyone took it really professionally over the Easter break, and everyone came back in really good nick, so credit to all the boys. We fought it out, and now we can enjoy ourselves for the next sort of 8 days, 9 days, and really enjoy ourselves. So, no, it was really good.
Congratulations. Enjoy your time off. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Great stuff there by Penelope. Pardon me, Penelope Knight down boundary side, getting a bit emotional on Anzac Day. It was a fantastic clash.
You'll be even more emotional on
distracted by
Saturday,
GMAC outside the caravan as well. But Penn, we do have time, so follow the Blackburn boys into the change rooms. We'd love to hear the song. They'll belt that out with the most gusto after such a hard-fought victory out here. And we all picked it was a clean sweep that Blackburn would win the game today. We know how good a form that they've been in, but what a sensational start it was by the Doggies on their home patch, and they really gave their all right to the end.
Yeah, they did, and look, let's not throw the bathwater out with the baby for South Croydon, and they can take a lot out of this game. However, it just leaves them, 0-3. They're going to have to. They've got some work to do to get their season back on track, and they've got a couple of good games coming up where they can work themselves back into the season. BWS.
I saw them a couple of weeks ago against Roval, and to me that day they didn't fire a shot. And what I was disappointed.
Here we go. And we pretty much know the rest, don't we, from down there, and they are the mighty fighting Burners. There's no doubt about that. 3 and zip, and continue on, Ray.
Yeah, what I was going to say, that day against Roval, they were outclassed, there's no doubt about that, but they didn't fire a shot, but they didn't have that fight that they had today. When they got behind today, after a big lead in the first quarter, they fought back and got themselves back into the game, and every time that either side hit the front, and I was very pleasing for South Croydon's point of view, they came back and got the lead again.
Moving forward, I'm still a little concerned with the fact that they're not getting enough value for their buck with their forward setup. Maxi King's, 4 goals today, but they need more from their secondary.
Well, we know
forwards.
Tucker's out. It's a huge hole to fill.
It is, but you've got to invent, and you've got to reinvigorate the squad.
No Tucker, the others have got to get hungry over it, Ben.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, and loving your grandpa jokes this afternoon, as I absolutely
well, the one you got
do.
me, you said the crowd's in tents, and I couldn't even see the Indian, let alone the tents.
But the thing is, though, look.
Deary me.
But when we look at, but the thing is, though, you would have to admit that Blackburn, all right, they've won the game by 14 points, but they had players on lines that could kick goals. You had Day and Bartlett, and you had Socio and all that, and those type of players that can do it.
Well, we've got Penelope Knight. She's made her way back into the caravan. I thought she was going to snag us another interview or two. What was the feeling like down in the rooms? We could hear the song come through. We heard 3/4 of it before it got a little bit too crackly. But I tell you what, they're a happy bunch down there at Blackburn.
Oh, I'm not surprised it was crackly. It was absolutely electrifying in there. The boys and the feeling in there is just they're ecstatic with their win, and it was a great game. I mean, they came out firing in that third. They finished off well. They deserved the win, I guess, at the end of the day. I mean, it was a tight finish, but they're thrilled, and they're going to enjoy this win, as they said.
You're not keen on going back down out
I'm
onto the
going right now. I'm just going to run on down.
Yeah, that's right. Don't run. Hint, nudge. That's all I'm saying. There's
I'm riding solo.
She's done a great job, hasn't she? The players have all come back out, so she can actually sit down and have a chat with one or two of them.
Maybe grab Brendan Allen as well, the coach of the Blackburn Footy Club. But what does this mean now? We talked a bit about South Croydon now, 0-3, and I think they have Norwood next week. So, that's going to be a pivotal clash.
Norwood and North Ringwood in the next 2 games.
Yep.
They're definitely winnable games for South Croydon on their previous form. Like I said though, Steve, I'm still worried they've got to try and find some other avenues to go, because Max King's not going to be able to win you a game of football every week, even though he kicked 4 goals in the first half and looked like he was going to take the game away from Blackburn. There's just not enough support.
And it looks like Penelope Knight's found Jake Hammond. Let's cross down to her now.
I've settled myself down here right next to
Nice.
Jake Hammond. It was a great game. You played incredibly well. You've come off a 6-day turnaround. You're obviously doing your cool down here with the guys, and how do you feel? How do you think you guys started, and how do you think you finished? Talk me through the whole thing.
Firstly, I'm looking forward to the 9-day break now. I thought first quarter their midfield probably got on top, and then as the game wore on, we sort of gained control in that area. It was really just a midfield game, I thought.
Jake, I was just wondering...
no, he can't hear you, bro.
I'll put the headphones on for him. I just want to ask you a question. All right? I'll put that on.
Pass it around the microphone up here, Jake. It's BWS here, mate. What a sensational game it was, and heart-stopping for everybody who watched it as well. You guys have had a couple of short breaks. How were the legs going into that last quarter? Did you have that confidence that you'd be able to run out the game?
Personally, no, but I had the faith in the rest of the team. I was feeling pretty shot at 3/4 time, but like I said, I'm really looking forward to the 9-day break now.
That massive mark you took late in the game that was touched off the boot, did you feel that was daylight robbery, wasn't it?
Oh, no, I was pretty flat about that, to be honest.
Jake, late in that last quarter, we saw you go up towards the back line. Is that something from the coach, or you just took that in your own?
No, was that late in the quarter?
Yeah.
No, I just decided to push down a little bit deeper as it sort of got tight towards the end.
Oh, Jake, look, at quarter time, Luke McCormick said that one of the things he was really happy with was South Croydon's pressure in that first quarter and intensity. Did that drop off a little bit to the naked eye for the rest of the game?
Not really. I mean, they were getting a lot of easy clearances in that first quarter, and I thought we just sort of decided to lock down a little bit after quarter time and sort of regained a lot of control in there. And then as the game sort of wore on late, it became a bit of a scrap fight, and there's a lot more repeat stoppages, which we sort of wanted late in the game.
With you and Ryan, spearheading the attack this year, also, it must be comforting to know that you've also got other players in that forward line, and plus some of the players in your midfield that can also kick goals as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you saw Matty Day stand up today, kick 3 goals. Last week we even had a couple of smalls kick 4 goals. So yeah, it's been an even spread this year, which is a real positive for us.
Jake, how does the club look after the wives, girlfriends, partners, seeing that the last 2 public holidays have been taken up by football play for the Blackburn Football Club?
Well, funnily enough, I'm actually going camping tomorrow with the boys, so...
Giddy up, fantastic. Yeah. Enjoy, mate, and good luck with the recovery. We love watching you guys play. We love seeing the red jackets out in the crowd, and exciting stuff for the rest of the season, mate. Congratulations on a great game today.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much to Jake Hammond, the spearhead from the Blackburn Football Club, who covers a lot of ground. We've got some awards to go through, gentlemen and ladies, and of course the goal of the day, the Tobin Brothers goal of the day, a $50 Coles Myer voucher
to Liquorland.
To Liquorland.
Got it right.
First choice or vintage sellers. You can spend it at any of those 3, Stephen, but you can also spend it at Coles, Target and Myer as well. So moving on, the goal of the day, I think we're calling it in the last quarter. That goal by Anthony Fagan, just to set the crowd alight. I think that's almost a lock. Agreed?
Yeah.
Yep,
agreed.
absolutely.
Right across the board. Congratulations, Anthony Fagan, the Tobin Brothers goal of the day winner. The Trojan workhorse bestowed upon the old man of the Eastern Football League, the wise old man, I should say, Raymond Baird.
Yeah, look, there was a lot of even players right across the board today, but look, I went with Dylan Marshall. I just thought the job that he did on Luke Conker, we saw how dangerous last week Luke Conker was, and the way he shut him down, but not only that, he created a lot of ball out of that defensive 50 during the day as well. well.
Yeah, good call, Ray. Dylan Marshall, Trojan tool kit coming his way. $150 worth of the best tools in the business. Congratulations to Dylan Marshall, the Eastland Player of the Day. 3, 2 and 1. I'm starting back with you, old mate, Ray Baird.
Well, I'm going with Dylan Marshall again for the 1 vote. As I said, his run out of the back line was fantastic. 2 votes I gave to a player who I thought was probably the best player on the ground over 4 quarters, and that was Lucas O'Neill. Early in the game, he was very good. You know, he played forward, he played in the midfield, and he had a lot of the ball, and he was very good. And 3, I gave to Matty Day. I just thought, you know, he kicked goals and took marks when at crucial stages of the game, and he got my 3 votes.
Great to have you back on board today, Raymond. Wayne Brasher, 3, 2 and 1.
Yeah, look, I agreeing with Ray a bit here. I liked O'Neill's game right throughout the 4 quarters. He presented and gave his side every opportunity. I thought Marshall, a job on Luke Conker, the dangerous Luke Conker, and probably held him to about 6 or 7 possessions, but he did a mighty job. And I'm going out of left field, but I'm going to give my best on the ground to number 3 for Blackburn, Kieran Gray.
Great stuff, Wayne Brasher. Steve White, you're 3, 2 and 1.
So I went, just to move things on, I gave 1 vote to Ben Willis, 2 goals. The 18-year-old really stood up across the forward line there for South Croydon. 2 votes I gave to Dylan Vazari. I thought he was a bit of a workhorse there for Blackburn. And also I gave 3 votes to Matty Day. Great performance from him this afternoon.
My 3, 2 and 1 today. 1 vote goes to Ben Willis. Really impressive effort by the young man. 2 votes goes to Matty Day. Sensational for Blackburn, but I thought Lucas O'Neill for South Croydon was the best player on the ground, which rounds us out to the best player on the ground today.
30.
Will go the way of Matthew Day. Congratulations from the Blackburn Football Club. $100 voucher to spend at any shop you like out at Eastland, the only place to shop in the eastern suburbs. Sensational stuff by the team out here, led by our leader Dan Sensick, working brilliantly across social media all afternoon. Ray Baird, Wayne Brasher, Steve White, Ben Warren Smith and Penelope Knight.
And you're clear, thank you.
Get the job done for over